everybody, and welcome to Tales on Tap, a place where good friends get together and tell stories about interrupted revolutions, definitive confirmation that Prince Andrew, legal distinction there, is a prick, and the introduction of a new valiant, if not dramatic, party member. Before we hop into our announcements, because I know that some people are a bit lost as to what's going on because they weren't there last session, let's say hi to everyone, shall we?
Hi everyone, shall we?
Hello.
Hello, I'm the one that wasn't here. I have no idea what's going on.
Before we hop into tonight's session, we do have a couple of announcements as usual. We are, as always, proudly sponsored by our good friends over at Valkyrie RPG. So if you head over to valkyrie-rpg.co.uk and use the code TALES10, you can get 10% off at checkout across all items except for subscription packs. So not those, but everything else. They've got a load of beautiful dice. I called them math crystals in my head then. I was like, no, let's translate that to English. Dice trays, just a load of goodies, which you should definitely go check out. We also have a giveaway going on right now, which is basically we want you to create the most interesting NPC possible. And we want you to head over to our Discord channel, which is linked in the downstairs below, and head over to the Build Your NPC, it's specifically named channel. Put in
giveaway channel.
Giveaway channel. Sorry, I'm quoting it wrong. Thank you for pulling me up on that, Natalie.
I just don't want to do any mistakes.
Yeah.
It's specifically called. No, it's not.
Shut up. But basically, we're going to judge all together on a last order show. We're going to go through all of your submissions, and what we deem to be the most interesting and creative NPC, you will win character art and a matching chibi for any character of your choice, courtesy of the ever-talented Natalie. I don't know where you are, I assume that way.
So below you, but anyway.
Sorry, there. So be sure to go follow us on Discord. This is going so smoothly, you guys. Stop despairing, Dan.
Nailing it.
But speaking of giving us a follow and subscribing to a Discord channel and stuff, you should also follow all of our other social medias, which are downstairs as well. And also, if you are able to, please feel free to subscribe. If you don't have the money right now, not a problem. You can also use your free Twitch Prime using your Bezos money. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link up your accounts and use that for a free subscription. So why not use it on little old us? Despite that being an absolute mess, anybody else have anything else to say?
Still better than done. That's all I had to say.
Because I'm the best DM and the best monk. So...
No, I think that'll call it into the stream. Hey, well done, everyone.
Whatever you need to tell yourself to feel better, that's fine.
But anyway, I just hit my mic. Let's sit back and relax, Chris, as we jump into tonight's session of Tales on Tap.
So, mission report. Bellamy transports us back to the Happy Beholder, but it doesn't seem to have melded well with Rory's inner workings, and he seems to have shut down of sorts. Geo looks out the window and sees human and automatons being stopped. After snubbing Scar, Geo heard the same voice I heard back at the academy. We discussed the possibility of Scar maybe being haunted. Scar drags Rory around for a while and then starts cleaning tables. Sorry. He did take a minute, though, to ask me how I was feeling about Torrel. That was sweet of him. And really not necessary. To be fair, I don't know how I'm feeling about Torrel. Geo and Bellamy disappear upstairs, and I'm surprised it took so long. Bellamy has quite the reaction on Geo anyway. Scar disappears for a bit, and now I know that he was talking to you guys. Me and Gurgle chat about cyanide. He offers no information back. Scar cyanide my pet. Just anyway, not anyway. Skye now informed us of his new important mission that he has been given, and we quickly realise that this is a finely veiled disguise of way saying. Just words. I'm just saying words right now. This is his way of saying that he will be staying here, or he wants to stay here. We're okay with this. It is important to him. We are told that the ship will be here in 3 hours, and as people start arriving for tonight's meeting, it quickly fills up, and here and there, people being ushered through the side door. Once everyone is here, Arya starts the meeting. She says that she wasn't supposed to give the meeting, but as Crux has disappeared, that it is down to her. She then gives an impassioned speech with a call to arms of such, and as it comes to a close, the windows smash, and we are attacked. In my notes, I've just got combat. Right?
Huh?
We need to know.
I was downed, but Gio helped me out, and I now feel okay. We were joined by a guy called Apollo in this fight, who seems to have wielded some power, though we don't really know anything about him, apart from him being ridiculously posh. After the fight was over, Flapjack burst through the door, looking all types of fucked up, and says the bacon tray was ablaze. Sorry if I missed anything.
No, I think you pretty much covered that. So, as you rightly said, combat happened. Just in general. So Rory, just to fill you in, your systems have basically gone into stasis mode unprompted. You have kind of a vague sense of what's transpired around, but it was as though you were kind of looking at it through like a fog cloud. In a way, you kind of were hearing stuff. You heard the speech that was given by Arya, which is basically just calling them to arms, as Bella says, but very stressing very much that we can't just go out and fight. We need to get more information. We need to get these key, get core information, get key people, key personnel on the inside to help them. So it's a long-term plan, but this is the starts of it.
Gotcha.
Apollo, over the course of the past several nights, you've had images flicker through your dreams of a barren landscape, no source of life, rotting infrastructure, no people anywhere. The atmosphere has continued to hold this foreboding sense of doom to it, and while Paladine is one of few, if any, words, you know when you have been called. And so you set about finding out what was going on in the cosmos that could have upset your deity so greatly. And that has led you here. Talks of revolution and disquiet in the realm space system. Before we properly kick into tonight, I need everybody to roll me a d20 to see who is doing the recap for this session.
Oh, probably gonna be me.
That's a good start. My watch together is not working.
What do you want on?
Just some atmosphere music.
There you go.
Or lack of atmosphere music. More space jokes.
Hey! Inspiration. Okay. Let's go with Dan. What did you get?
4.
Anybody get lower than the 4?
3.
Anyone get lower than 3?
I got a 4 as well.
Ooh.
It's you again, Natalie!
I will promise to do proper notes this week. I did do notes last week. I just lost them.
Yeah. Okay, great. So Flapjack has just burst through the front door of the Laughing Beholder and released his breath, and you see from invisibility him appear kind of slightly, like some of the ooze is melting away. Some of it's singed. A bit of a burnt scuff to his captain's hat, and he's like, "The baking tray. They set us on fire. I didn't. I was trying to keep quiet, but I think they heard me, and so they came, and I'm really scared."
I'll instantly run up to him and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
At first level, because that's the only spell slot I have.
Yeah, Heskar would have made a beeline for him as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Scar.
Isn't Heskar outside with the stain of the new person that still is?
They both headed inside towards the end.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're. I know
back in.
the map is still like that, but yeah, you all are inside right now.
He gets 8 points of healing.
Fab. Okay.
Where is Rory being stored?
Rory has been positioned by Scar at the piano.
Just
Okay.
So,
at the
Rory,
piano.
yeah,
I imagine he's in that kind of when the battle droids in Star Wars Episode 1 are coming off that big sort of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
and they're kind of the knees tucked
Yeah.
up. I imagine he's
Yeah.
kind of sitting like that.
Yeah, so you're basically you're hunched in on yourself on the piano stool, and you begin to, your consciousness comes back to you, and you begin to feel a bit of movement and control of yourself once more.
Yeah, and you hear a little bit more of a whirring, some of the fans are kicking inside as my processors are booting back up. Yeah, and you hear that kind of
The Windows sound.
Windows, yeah.
bum bum.
And then slowly, Rory just kind of.
Oh fuck! It was a Vista version. That explains.
Recalibration complete.
Oh, my friend, at least you're back up now. Could have used you 5 minutes sooner, but at least you're alright. Is everything good was inside you, Roy?
Everything is fine. The spatial distortions required me to reset my quantum processors.
Wonderful.
Yes, I am ever so sorry about that, darling. I wasn't expecting that level of interference.
Neither was I.
Can we all focus on the fact that our ship just got blown to bits?
True. What attacked you? What attacked the ship? Snapchat.
I don't know. There were people kind of patrolling around the dock, and they seemed to be particularly interested in the baking tray. And then I think they must have heard me because I dropped something because I was trying to make Scar a cake, and it dropped, and I think they heard it, so they came, so I ran.
I kind of walk over to one of the headless bodies that is scattered across the thing, and I kind of hold them up. They look like this.
You just the head or the body?
The body.
Fucking hell.
That's less gross.
Just picking the head up. Does it look like?
Mechanical bodies, I'm assuming.
They weren't any automatons, no. But there was people in black cloaks.
Apollo will be searching bodies for insignia, data drives, holographic kind of projectors, anything of that nature.
Roll me investigation check, please.
10?
10. You don't find any kind of data drives or anything like that, but in terms of insignia, these look like Galactic Empire soldiers. Very low level, though. They don't seem to be anywhere up in the hierarchy at all. They're just kind of your base level soldiers who have been sent out on a recruit mission. But with a 10, you don't find anything else.
Okay.
Rory just kind of snaps into his battle mode, the helmet coming up and the light going red, and just says,
Our vessel is under attack. Should we move to intercept the enemy?
I think that it's beyond. It was made of wood.
Yes.
And we have a ship coming for us. Actually, what time is it?
Hold on, let me just...
She looks dead towards Geo.
It is 8:23.
And
Just
we're
watch him, Skip.
expecting it at
put his hand out, watch the light hit it, and just like measuring it. Age 23. I will get in contact with Sayus if you just try and assess what we've got going on here. My friend, you, the man who came to help us, thank you. Bear with me a second. And he just sort of plugs into Sayus.
Keen Mind is just the smug feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could I
That's just me.
try in the meanwhile to hack the comms device that I found of one of the bodies to see if I can tap into their communications?
Yes. Roll me a tech check.
Scar will be
Check.
Scar will be trying to comfort Flapjack.
Flapjack.
And we'll be bringing him in and go, I'm really sorry that happened to you, Mr. Flapjacks. Were you followed? Was there anyone chasing you? Is there anyone out coming for you right now?
I don't think they saw me because I was invisible.
Okay.
I moved to the window to kind of see if I can see other movement in the street.
Roll me a perception check, please.
Well,
it's
can I
tech
help
check
with that?
is
Yep.
Not needed.
tech check
20.
is intelligence plus proficiency if you're proficient, right?
Yes, if you're proficient. Yes, which you are.
26. In that
Hot
case.
damn. Okay, so you kind of
Check.
are in the corner, like taking this comms device that you found, and you are able
Once
to
again,
hack.
my hand goes out, and
Yeah.
all the small tinkering tools just.
And you do. So after, honestly, quite quickly. Normally, this isn't your type of tech, but you're able to. It's kind of intuitive, and you're able to figure it out quite quickly. And you are able to intercept their comms channel. And as you do so, you hear a static, as though the crackling of a walkie-talkie. As you hear, report required. Have you? Hello? Can you copy? Do you copy?
I'm gonna turn to the others and just go, shit. They're wanting a response from this group that are just currently dead. Anything I can tell them? Should tell them?
We hear any?
They're probably coming here, if not.
Apollo will walk up and just lean in to the comms unit and go, mission successful.
Great to hear. Roll me a persuasion check. Deception, sorry.
Yeah,
I was just about to say persuasion.
No, I said the wrong word.
Jesus
Deception.
fucking Christ, I'm gonna kill him.
22.
22. Yeah. So you hear affirmative, and the line goes dead once more. But with a 26, you are also able to kind of bring up a transcript of sorts of the previous mission that they were sent on, and it was to locate the Galactic Empire members who entered Brawl the previous day.
Your fault.
Friends, if this has indeed been a targeted attack, then I would highly recommend that we move with most haste.
Rory just turns his head to Geo and says,
Who is he?
You've sort of
Fair
taken
question,
like a.
actually.
Go.
No, it was just a good question, actually, is what he said.
Oh, I thought you said I have a question. Sorry. Over a comm link, everyone can hear. Gio sort of goes behind Bellamy ever so slightly and just say us. This is code word pineapple, I believe. This is Gio of the baking tray, former baking tray. Can you respond?
I am here as the ship arrived.
Where's your ship? Well, we need to get out of here quickly.
It's at the main dock.
Right. Okay, we will be there soon. Without Heskar, essentially with someone new.
Okay,
We have a lot to discuss.
they trustworthy?
He fought Galactic Empire without question. So for the moment, yes. Worst comes to worst, we push him into the void of space.
Sounds like a thorough plan.
Yes. Right. Okay. I will talk to you once we are on this ship. Sorry, I'm very stressed right now. Geo out. And he just sort of cuts the line there and turns to everyone.
Okay.
Right. Our ship is in the lower dock, everyone. If we are going to go, we need to go now.
Bella, with your natural 20 perception check, you do not see at the moment anybody around. It does not look like Flapjack was followed, but you do, in the distance, behind some buildings, see a thin plume of black smoke beginning to rise.
Right. I turn towards the party.
No, white smoke. Doesn't matter. White smoke.
I see
It's red smoke.
I see smoke coming from the ship, but I don't see anybody moving. So I think we should take this opportunity to move now. I do suggest we be as quiet and quick as possible, because if they've just attacked there, we are heading towards them, essentially. So, you said it's in the dark?
Just from my remembrance, the lower dock isn't the underside of Brawl, it's the one we came into.
It's the one you came into. So I'll take you to the Brawl map just so you can see. So you guys went onto the dry dock.
Okay.
And this one, they would have been more specific. It is in the water, kind of. It's not the water, but it's this area.
The wet dock.
But
wet dock.
it's relatively close by, right?
It's relatively close by. Yes.
Okay, so we can hook round sort of this sort of street.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apollo will turn to the group and go, "Friends, I appreciate that we have only just become friends, but I feel that if I can assist you in this venture, then our friendship will only grow in the fires of battles to come. And with me by your side, the light of Paladine will shine on us all, and justice and order will follow. Please allow me to escort you to the docks."
I turn to
Hess. Geo sidles up to Bella and just goes, "Oh, he's a god bosser. Okay."
I just turn to Heskar and say out loud again,
Who is he?
"Oh, sorry, Rory, I've remembered. You've been asleep for like a long time. So
I apologize for my temporary malfunction.
Oh,
and absence.
don't worry. I made sure that you were safe because you're like my best friend and everything. But basically, I came back here. We had to do some things. I have a job now, by the way. I work here. So yeah, there's that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But basically, like this guy, pretty weird guy. I'm gonna be honest, because when he was fighting, he turned into some weird, long-toothed, big hairy creature thing. It was really cool, but pretty weird. But he helped everyone, and he seems okay. But Rory, you was asleep, but I'm not gonna be coming with you.
you see he kind of crouches down a little bit more, and he just says,
Why aren't you coming with us? You are my friend. I must protect my friends.
You're my friend as well, Rory, and I'm friends with all of you, but you know, when we came here and I met my really good friend, Crooks, and they were telling and saying that there was people here in desperate need of help. Well, I've decided I'm going to stay and I'm going to help. I've spoken to Bosun Tartu and I've spoken to Sayef, and they've said that I have a very important special mission here, and I have to make sure that I do that mission now. And I know it's bad, and I really didn't want to do it, but I've got to, because, you know, I'm part of the academy, and I'm really good.
Bella, being conscious of time and knowing how Heskar can ramble, she's going to strut over and offer her hand out. And she's like, I'm sorry we don't get to say a proper goodbye, but we have to disappear, and I wish you luck on your journey. And she goes to shake his hand.
Oh, Bella! And he literally grabs her and hugs her and is like, oh, I'm going missing, did you too?
Okay. Not a hugger, but okay, thank you.
And then for the sake of brevity, Heskar will go to each one individually, starting with Bella, then Gurgle, then Geo, then come back to Rory and just kind of stop for a minute, kind of nervous and looking down. And
Rory will hold your hand. As you're sort of nervous and looking down, he'll just grab your hand.
And for everyone else that kind of sees like a couple of tears will just kind of like creep onto like the top of Escar's cheeks, and he'll be like, I'm really gonna miss you, Rory. Thank you for everything, and I love you. Bye. And like he'll kind of like go in to try and hug you.
Rory doesn't like necessarily reciprocate the hug because he doesn't really get that.
Yeah.
He allows it.
But he allows it, and he will say,
Understood. I will maintain your user profile.
I will maintain your user profile as well. And like he'll like skip back and like he'll put his arm around Captain Flapjack and.
I was just going to say, so during this time, Captain Flapjack has actually moved to Geo, and Geo, you can kind of hear a soft sniffling, and Flapjack just kind of turns to you. Wait, Scar's going?
I'm afraid Flapjack Scar has much to do here. He is vital mission work. He has found some of his own, and this is the best place for him. You should be happy.
What? And then kind of raises his voice. Were you going to tell me?
When you got back, yes.
Were you just going to leave me on the ship? You sent me off on the ship, and then you said that you've already said goodbyes to everybody.
I was going to save it you till last, Captain Flapjack, because I'm the most sad about leaving you, and I have actually got a present for you before you go.
Kind of mood immediately lightens. It's just like, present?
Yeah. Now this is very important to me, and gotta really, really take big good cares of it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. And he takes his Kiss the Chef apron off and like wraps it around, like puts it on Flapjack and like ties the things to his little like thing, so it's like just hanging. And he literally then takes off his amulet.
Okay.
And goes, Please take care of this, because this was given to me by my mummy, and she told me that it will bring me really good luck, and I want you to have it.
Okay.
Puts the amulet over Flapjack.
Kind of, Flapjack is not used to having this much weight on his body on top of the head, and it's kind of like sagging a little as he's floating around. Aye, Captain.
No, you are my captain, and you will always be my captain. And he literally grabs Flapjack.
Captain, my
Captain.
And just like
Set up on tables.
Spins and like hugs Flapjack and just kind of like straightens his captain's hat up afterwards and like, I'm gonna miss you.
I'm going to miss you too.
Okay, love you, bye. And Len just like turns and skips off.
And Luigi kind of looks at you all as you're having a goodbye and it's like, right, I hate to put a downer on this, but I do need you all to leave. I've got a gaggle full of revolutionaries in the basement and broken windows, so I'll take care of him. Don't worry.
Bellamy, are you coming with us, or?
Oh no, darlings. I was trying to find the right moment. This is my time to part, I believe. I don't want to be causing any friction when I get back.
Yes, of course. They will start to wonder. Right, go back, be safe. And if you ever venture out into the galaxy again, do let me know, darling. It's been wonderful to see you again.
Of course I will. And kind of goes in and just gives you a couple kisses on the cheek. And then as they turn to leave, slaps you on the ass before disapparating.
Before we leave...
Yes.
I am going to cast Aid on everyone.
Okay.
What does that do?
You all gain up to 3 creatures within range. So I'm going to give them to Bella, Geo, and myself.
Okay.
5 additional temporary hit points.
Ooh.
So to Apollo, not to Heskar.
Not to Heskar, to Apollo. Yeah. I am now playing Apollo.
Yeah. Scar,
Scar's gone. Scar's gone. I am now
Left
Apollo.
the building.
Yeah,
Right.
I am now Apollo.
And I am looking out the window that I saw, and I'm like gesturing to the door to everybody.
Okay.
Because it's like smashed in, isn't it? It's not like I'm not holding it open. I'm just
No, the windows
gesturing
have been
to
smashed in. Yeah.
Let's.
Before we leave the building, Gio's just going to turn to Luigi and go, "You have been a most gracious host. I do apologize for the state we have left your building in. It's not much, but here," and he's going to give him the 50 credits that Luther, I want to say, gave him way back when, and just sort of slide that across the bar and go, "Fix your windows. We shall be back, and we will sure want more drinks, okay? Take care of yourself, Luigi."
I will. Look forward to seeing you when hopefully everything's a bit better.
Good luck with the revolution.
Good luck with saving the universe.
Day ends a life. All right, everyone, where are we going? Apollo, you're coming with us, right? I was talking, sorry.
I would very much like to join you on this venture, if you will have me. I believe I can be of great assistance to you in your future plans.
We can decide this on a ship. We know where we're going, right? Flapjack,
Yes.
can you do your... He sort of holds his breath and like sort of emulates what invisibility would be if he did that.
How do you emulate visibility?
No, as in like he held his breath and then because I know he holds his breath.
I used it to get away. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's fine. We shouldn't have left you on that ship.
Fear not, floaty creature. We shall be swift as the night. Darkness will be our ally. Shadows we will stick to, and our presence shall not be sensed. Onward!
Talk a lot.
And he literally, Apollo just pulls his, like, turns and, like, flips his cape out as he, like, his...
Oh my god.
and just walks towards the door.
Looking to everyone as he does that, he just goes, "So should we just lose him in an alley and get to the ship ourselves, or...?"
I would say no.
Oh.
I would say he might actually be. I mean, he was fairly good in that fight. We'll get used to him. We all like
I'm with
Pescar,
Gio.
but we'll get used to him. But yes, let's follow the caped one. And I
It's a
make
caped crusader indeed.
Okay.
If
So-
Apollo doesn't look to go down this alley, I would suggest he does to stay away from the, because I know that they're at the dry dock. So I would suggest him go around this way.
Okay,
Wet
so to the wet dock. No, so what I am going to say is that this is a party skill challenge. I need everybody to pick a different skill and explain to me how this is helping you reach the dock undetected.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some time to think, because I know I just threw that on you, but...
So...
I'm done.
I would like to use my extensive knowledge of the patrols in this area to try and kind of guess and understand the most patrolled routes on this journey by rolling an insight check.
Okay, I will allow it. I will allow that.
I'm going to try and, because I know a lot about how to be stealthy in different sort of, especially city areas.
You do.
I will be gesturing for people to stay in doorways and to move like behind bins. So I'm hoping that you will help let me roll a stealth check.
I will, indeed.
Thank you very much.
18 for me.
18. So that was on the inside. Okay.
I will. I've got two options. One,
Okay.
I mean, and I know this is like kind of a mashup between like historical and technological stuff. Is there like surveillance technology around anywhere that I could like?
You would have spotted there are almost like some like drones, like watcher drones that occasionally flitter across the streets. They're not kind of stationary in place. It's not like actual CCTV footage, but there are watcher drones.
That's a bit of a stretch to try and interact with one of those without getting detected.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm going to try and kind of go like spider drone mode, and I'm going to flip up onto the roofs and try and follow the party along the roofs, directing them through the comm link
Okay.
as to whether there are any patrols heading towards them.
So you got
and
the aerial
hopefully-
view.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be an acrobatics check.
It will be an acrobatics check, yes.
I got a 25.
25 for stealth, hot damn.
It wasn't even a nat 20.
And I got 19.
19. All right. Geo and Gurgle.
I would like to use my magical tinkering
Okay.
to create 3 small devices of distraction, basically, and give them up to Rory so that whenever we are about to head into somewhere, he can just toss one of them and activate them, and they will
Okay.
make sound of footsteps.
Why is this party so much more tactically efficient?
Honestly, it's great.
Almost like we learned from our last experience.
So you're gonna have one 6-second recorded message, one with footstep sounds, and then one with flashing lights.
I will deploy them as necessary.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
want you to roll me. I mean, this is kind of using your artificer kind of ability. So roll me an intelligence check plus your proficiency. So we'll call it a tech check, even though I know it's part of your inherent artificer tech check kit.
Check.
I'm making that emote. Like, genuinely,
yeah, it
that's
needs to
definitely the
happen.
next emote for this one.
Go so +7. That's an 24.
24. All right,
So,
last
Gio.
but certainly not least, Giovanni.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to be using I'm going to be using a minor illusion to essentially, as I leave, should sort of, I see people around, I'm going to create a sound of like shouting and something like 30 feet away. As I hide in a doorway, I'm going to create a minor illusion of a door in front of me. So it just sort of like, I'm basically creating images as I go to sort of like blend into the surroundings.
Almost help the stealth. Okay, roll me an Arcana check, please.
Okay, that'll be 16.
16. Okie dokie. Holy shit, guys. Nicely done. Okay, so you all kind of gather together, kind of almost having to get Apollo to pause slightly as he's on a mission. He's going ahead and he's got his cloak. Rory immediately kind of scuttles up the buildings to the top, taking these decoys from Gurgle as he's kind of as they spent a bit of time kind of creating them, depositing them very strategically behind, like throwing them if he has to behind, just to get as much distraction away. All of you, guided by Bella, behind bins, behind doorways. When there isn't a doorway, Geo, you come in and you put a minor illusion there. Apollo, you looking around and noticing the various like main streets and areas where you see a kind of patrol unit leaving in one area a few streets down, and you know that where they're heading, so you get them you all to pause for a moment, and after about 10 minutes or so you make it to the dock, unseen, unheard, and very strategically done. That is very nice work, guys.
That's
That was
amazing.
great.
Amazing.
I love how it's such a different party.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Massive.
If it's the Fallen, what do you guys do? Run? Just
Yeah, we
run.
run.
Run there.
Just run.
Just see what happens is it's generally the plan with the
Mhm.
Fallen.
We
Disguise
cast
as
we cast an
well.
aggressive
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah. Clovis disguises. We all try to hide, don't hide, and die.
Michael scares them.
Yeah.
Michael Eldritch blasts an innocent person.
Apollo will turn to the rest and go, well, friends, point the vessel. Let's
Oh,
board and make haste out of here quickly.
we know what it looks like.
So what I will say, as you emerge onto the side of the dock, you can see to the east directions. You can see to the east the baking tray in flames, the mast catching fire, some of the broomstone tech still completely intact, but the rest seems to be beyond saving. There are still patrol units swarming around the baking tray. You can see that most of the force that was previously surrounding the Laughing Beholder has been relocated here, as they've identified the ship that had claimed to belong to the Galactic Empire, and upon seeing movement and actually going on to the ship, realizing that that was not the case at all, have tried to cut you off. But luckily, you have another way out. And as you look around, you see a ship docked, quite sleek, smaller than the baking tray, but it looks a lot faster.
I mean, that's not hard.
Thank fuck for that.
But you see on it the symbol, the logo, SJA, on the side of the ship.
I think
Can
this
we
is
see
us.
any Galactic Empire vessels nearby?
Vessels, you still see SpellJammer Academy.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you need clarification there. So you still see that large Galactic Empire vessel that was on the dry dock. That hasn't moved. That's still there. There doesn't appear to be any new Galactic Empire vessels here. Based on what Davino was saying.
Davino, recall.
Yeah, was saying you kind of get the impression that most of them are using Prince Andrew's personal dock.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But that larger ship is still there.
Do I see?
The Epstein dock.
Is Prince Andrew a water genasi who
That's not
sweats
a good
constantly?
joke.
Yes.
Do we see if it has like anybody aboard? Am I seeing any crew on this new ship, on our ship?
You can't from the outside. No, you can't see anything.
And do I see like a ladder or do I see how to get onto this ship?
Yeah, it looks like by the dock itself, it's a bit high up, but you can see a kind of like a scanner where if you scan,
Right.
your biometrics are picked up, and it kind of like one of the side doors and like the really like new cars, it just like opens up, like
Going.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's a
Nice.
Tesla, basically.
it's a Tesla.
It's the
Making my
DeLorean.
way to the Tesla ship.
Alright.
Oh. Elon Musk.
I will, as we are moving through the dock, be keeping an eye out to make sure that if we're noticed, I make note of who's noticed us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Roll
I'm
me
back to being on
perception
my
check.
usual like bodyguard
Perception
duty.
check.
Both of you roll me perception checks.
Ooh! Dirty 20.
Nice.
Ooh, 16.
Nice. You don't actually see anything at the moment. No one seems to be paying attention to this particular vessel. You don't know how long it's been docked there for. It couldn't have been long, based on say an estimation of about being 3 hours until it would land.
Okay.
But you can't see any eyes on this particular part of the dock at the moment.
Well, I'm going to go. We need to go now.
And I stand in front of where I presume the scanner is.
Yep, you do so, and as it senses your movement, you see like this blue beam scan Bella's face, and it kind of linger on the eyes, just a bit of an iris scan, flicks green, and the door woof, opens.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
The door's open now, you can come in.
I will
Rory and
follow.
Gurgle can't get in.
I will.
Rory and Gurgle's just going to be like, those robot vacuum cleaners that go into a corner and how to get
Oh,
out.
just a Roomba.
The door's
Murder
open, so you
Roomba.
can go- come in.
Apollo will follow everyone onto the ship.
Yeah, I'll go last on, just keeping an eye out to the back in case anyone's trying to follow us.
As soon as I
I'll
get
make
on,
sure
I am
I'll make
looking-
sure Flapjack is close by and just sort of guide him on to.
Blackjack has been hiding in your cloak, Gio.
Oh, dope. That's fine.
As soon as I get aboard the ship, I'm looking for any personnel, because obviously it's been manned in some way, so
Mhm.
I'm looking for the person.
Okay. As you're kind of looking around, you head towards the control deck, and you see a flump.
Oh my god.
Another flump. No hat.
Oh,
No hat this time. but a little bow
Oh,
on their heads. And
give Flapjack a little elbow.
Yes, Miss Flapjack.
and you see them kind of look to you like, fucking finally. Okay, right. So, everyone aboard. Everyone
That was
aboard?
a bit of a shock. But yeah.
Everyone is
Yeah.
aboard.
We are.
I think we need to leave now and quickly.
Efficient. I like it. Okay, great. Everyone, buckle in. Let's go. And you feel Geo, Flapjack, begin to quiver and stay hidden.
As I feel he sort of looks inside and goes, a friend of yours, I take it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, it's fine. You can
That's X. Okay.
just
Rory-
stay. She does seem rough around the edges. Just stay quiet. It's okay.
Rory will head up to the bridge to like interface with the ship systems and get all the schematics and stuff like that. But seeing this new presence, will draw his laser pistol.
Gio's going to quickly walk into the thing and go, I assumed as much.
You are not authorized to be on this ship. Identify yourself.
Yes, I fucking am.
He means it in the nicest way possible. Sorry, we are us. We don't have a name formally yet. I think it was the Flapjacks. I'm not quite sure. Gio, Bella, Ro, Gurgle, and Polo, I want to say.
That is correct. That is my name.
That is correct. That is his name. That is Apollo. You are here to pick us up? Who are you? Sorry? Just so
I'm
we can get
Brownie.
to dust.
Oh,
Brownie.
for fuck's sake.
I love it already. So many cake-named people. Okay.
Yes,
Oh, scan her in. She is fine.
Flapjack. Is he
What
here?
about Flapjack? They are close by, yes?
They're aboard.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Right, do we have a problem here, or are we good to go?
No, we don't. Just he is a little on edge, that is all. Don't mind him. He will fancy.
When Gio says no, we don't, Rory's head just turns to him and he puts the laser pistol away.
Rory, as you go to the kind of control panel, you notice that this ship has a cloaking system.
Mm.
It is also able to go much faster. Not 4 miles. What was it? 4 miles an hour.
I'll download all like the schematics and stuff like that. And is there any like onboard communications? Like, can the ship receive communications?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a ship-wide broadcast system type thing.
Okay, cool. Can I try and tap into that just in case
Yeah.
I need to communicate with the ship through my comlink?
Yeah, absolutely. Just roll me a tech check. It's pretty low DC for you.
Okay, it's 17.
17. All right, you do so.
I'm gonna give Rory the the comm device that I stole from Galactic Empire.
Okay.
Do you think you can integrate this into the ship as well? We can do it
Can I?
together if you like.
Can I like inspect it, figure out what it is?
You can make me an investigation check.
4 with a natural 1.
That is a comms
Ooh.
device. And based on what Gurgle's saying, you're not sure, but you're pretty sure it belongs to the Galactic Empire.
I am not familiar with the core systems of this device, as far as I
Okay.
can tell.
Thank you so much for the gifted subs.
Thank
Oh my god, we
you.
got subbed.
Thank you for the gifted sub.
Nice.
That we need to do that. We need to have you record that for SpellJammer whenever
Oh,
it
that's
happens.
such a good shout, actually.
Definitely a clip. Right.
Okay. Right, where am I going? SpellJammer Academy or another destination in mind?
Oh. Out of here for now, and we will discuss.
All right. I've got to
Have we
engage the.
completed all of our objectives on the Rock of Brawl?
Yes.
Yes, we
Gio?
could. We got what we needed. Honestly, I think with him not being here, Hescott may have been right. We might need to go back to SpellJammer.
Yeah,
Some
so
village.
that will chaos space.
How quickly, and she is gesturing to Brownie, how quickly can we get our last ship was, and she knows Flump is in the area, she doesn't know where Flump is, but she kind of lowers her voice. Wasn't the fastest? So
They
how
have a
fast
name,
can
you
we
know.
get to back SpellJammer Academy?
It will take probably about an hour and a half to get back.
Oh! That's great. You
we
see
want
she's
the speed
genuinely
boost?
happy. Speed
Did you say,
boost?
did you want... Oh, they said seafood.
No, speed boost.
I have sushi.
Seafood.
Gurgle just pulls out a salmon.
An astral salmon.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Don't
can
speak-
provide it, then go for it.
Okay. Where's the engine room?
Right there. And just
And
it
down
rushes
a
off.
small corridor.
I apologize for my temporary malfunction and absence. What is the purpose of going back to SpellJammer Academy at this time?
To receive new orders.
We have comms.
Group.
We are all together.
We have
No, but-
comlinks. Suddenly realizing. She taps her comlink and saith,
Aye.
"Oh, hi. We have just left the Rock of Brawl. Not in the best of circumstances.
You haven't
we
left yet. You've
Oh.
been. You need to tell.
we are trying to leave the Rock of Brawl. We need to leave quickly. We don't know where you want us to go, though. Do you want us to return or to head on to one of these
Chaos space.
planets?
I
Or Chaos
believe
Space.
Geo mentioned Torrel when I last spoke to them, but
Yes, we were just unsure whether that's where you wanted us to go or not.
listen, I've said it before, but all you guys had to do was to find the information. If you wish, you have our permission to go on to Torrel. Do not venture into Chaos Space just yet. I also need a full briefing about why you believe that Chaos Space is the right destination, because I've only heard clips and most of it was from Scar, which
We will definitely get that info to you as soon as possible, because I realise you probably didn't get any info.
Just
So-
imagine Scar is listening to this entire conversation in the bar,
He's got-
crying. Like,
His was disconnected. Okay.
mission briefing was very good, actually.
yeah, exactly.
We hear it for the comms.
Yeah.
Thank you. We will head to Torrel straight away. We'll let you know when we get there.
Wait, are we going to Torrel or not? Is I know I said we should, but potentially we might need to go back to the SpellJammer, get refreshed, get some more. I don't know, just be more prepared than we were for this.
Well, if the words in the stars are to be believed, the Torrel is in grave danger.
Yes, we've seen that.
I would
Yes,
recommend
Google's just
that
gonna
there are
go-
a great deal of individuals there in need. And if we can acquire some assistance, then we should provide it.
Over the comms, you hear Gurgle go, "Somebody shoot me."
Rory turns to Brownie and says,
Do you know who he is?
No, I haven't the foggiest.
We'll set up a user profile momentarily. Brownie, do you know where Torrel is? Do you know the direction?
Of course I fucking know where Torrel is.
Okay. I don't appreciate your attitude. All right.
I find it
Frankly-
quite charming, actually. Is there something about aggression?
Interesting. Okay, let's.
Okay, look, how fast does the SpellJammer Academy? How fast to Torrel? What is the time difference between the two?
It's about an hour and a half to SpellJammer Academy. If I go directly to Torrel, we could probably make it in about 6 hours.
I say
Well-
SpellJammer first. Go back, regroup, give a full brief down to those who need to know. Then we go to Torrel was a better plan and a better idea.
That's fair.
I'm conscious
You going to be
of
sick,
the people
Apollo?
that
You
we're
okay?
losing. I'm conscious of the time we're losing and the people we may be losing while they're.
Yes, I said this not 3 hours ago, but things have changed potentially.
Listen, if it's any consolation, it's probably about an hour difference whether you go straight there or straight, depending on how long you stop off at the SpellJammer Academy. So that helps make a decision.
I think we push to Torrel with the meaning of great haste. There are definitely lives in danger. I apologize, but I fear that your insults are going to wash merely off my shoulder. If you would like to have a battle of wits, then you would need to come armed for something.
Seriously, shoot me.
I'll go roll. Apollo, Toll, are we good with this?
Yes.
Right, Torrel. All right, great. And you see Brownie kind of reach out with one of the tentacles, pull a switch. You leap into reverse before righting yourself, and joof, with lightning fast speed, you are out. Cloaking devices. You like the ship around you. You can see this field, this almost like force field looking thing through the windows, as you zoom off through the illithids, the nautiloids, undetected, straight through. Is there anything you would like to do on this?
Banging in the engines.
You're banging in the engines. Okay, roll me a tech check, see if we can gain some more time.
I thought that'd be a different check entirely, but yeah.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
That's dexterity, surely.
Yes, a couple of things.
Constitution for an engine.
Just 20. I will say with that, you're able to cut about half an hour off of the journey, so it'll be about 5.5 hours to Torrel.
As we start setting off, Apollo will approach Rory. Apologies, friend. Allow me to introduce myself properly. My name is Apollo Zaraxis. And you are?
My designation is R0R1.
Well, R0R1, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well.
The friends here are quite capable fighters, especially in a pinch.
He is too when he's active. I know you haven't seen that yet, but...
You can call him Oil, by the way.
Well, R0R1, you seem like a formidable champion yourself. You have a stern build and makeup you have. I'd be interested to learn more about you, if there is such a time granted to it.
Would you like me to set up a user profile?
That would
He
be
says,
delightful.
turning his head to Geo.
Yes, for the time being, set up a profile, put it at the bottom of the list, but set up a profile for me.
You hear Geo in your ear. You hear Flapjack go, "Temporary profile, please."
Okay, Flapjack, temporary profile it is. Carry on, please, roll, and one for Brownie too, please. And yes, carry on.
Welcome, users Apollo and Brownie.
Hi.
Hi.
Great. I'm gonna keep doing this. So, if you need anything, let me know, I guess.
Apollo will walk away from the group. Go and find a space on his own somewhere down.
Okay.
As he walks away, Geo sort of a couple of steps behind, sort of just follows him, not in like an aggressive manner, but just more inquisitorially, just sort of following to see where he goes.
Okay.
Rory is nav panels and radar scanners and stuff like that the whole way.
Okay.
If this is going to take 6 hours,
First mate.
I'm actually probably going to stick to Geo's side just for conversation.
Okay, so you two are both following me. Because if that's the case, after Apollo walks for a bit, he will turn to both of you and go, "Is there something the matter?"
Yes, actually. You've joined us on this thing, come onto our ship, and then just walked away. There's usually conversation involved with getting to know the people you are with.
Yes, because you've been quite forthcoming with information yourselves. I have been here for some time and have been ignored for most of it. And I understand that trust is definitely earned, but that is a two-way thing.
I mean, running from our lives from the Galactic Empire kind of got in the way of conversation, so I do apologize I didn't stop to smell the roses with you on the way here.
So do I.
However, now we are in this Apollo Zaraxis, I believe you are called. Just
yes, and
exactly who are you?
Well,
Fellow kind of sinks back a little bit from the sort of
as you have
just
said, my name is Apollo Zaraxis, cleric of the Order of Paladine.
So, a godman, I see. Which one specifically?
You're not very good at listening, are you? Paladine, as I said. And again, who are you?
I am Giovanni.
Very nice to meet you, Giovanni. I believe that we're going to be very good friends going forward.
Oh, just the best.
I find that sarcasm is the dullest blade in the weaponry of an arsenal of many.
You seem to wield it with such precision.
I wield many things with precision.
Well, what you do on your own time is your own business, but...
Apparently not, because to walk...
I will many things with precision. Wink, wink.
Apparently, what I do in my own time is not my concern only, and it is yours as well, so have at it. Questions galore, I would imagine.
Well, you're just such an interesting fellow. You appeared rather randomly in our bar, ready to fight, ready to join us. I assume your deity has done something to guide you towards us.
No, absolutely not. I was there to go to the meeting of the Resistance. If anything, it was yourselves that were random, as I knew most of the faces in there. So you're not from round here, are you?
We're all from different places, different times.
We are. I was there merely at the right place at the right time, and I saw that you could need help in that fray, so I stepped in. And I do believe that I was most welcome at that time, but only when it mattered most, otherwise you may have all been dead.
No,
well, I mean,
we appreciate your assistance, trying to kind of diffuse, I don't know what sort of tension, right?
Definitely sexual.
That is definitely one-sided.
He's a man of the cloth.
Yeah.
Touching cloth.
We appreciate your assistance. I just feel that maybe tensions are high right now. We did appreciate your fight, and I appreciated it. We just wanted to get to know you. We've got a while here. Where do you hail from, my friend?
I was born in the deep space of wild space. My mother and father were explorers for some time.
You probably have some interesting stories then. Tell us.
Quite some many, yes. My travels have taken me all over the cosmos.
Oh, fellow traveler like me. Okay.
Travel yourself. Where do you hail from?
Well, I recently Torrel, but I have been all over wild space. Shut up. Sorry.
I didn't say anything. I was
talking to my.
Just talking to a weird rat thing.
Chameleon.
Rat thing. Cyanide is not your friend. No, so yeah, I've travelled all over wild space on different missions for most of my life. So
as have I. I've tussled with a great many individuals all over the cosmos. Some pleasant, most not. But I hold no allegiance other than to Paladine, but I hear the SpellJammer Academy has quite the few followers, but not one place much for religion.
I didn't see any sort of, like, temple room or anything while we were there, like any sort of...
You saw within the barracks, when you were being made to your room, you saw kind of a almost like a small shrine, but it was tiny, and it was just kind of a collection of multiple kind of Faerunian gods, if anything.
I believe that the SpellJammer Academy does much good work, especially in the need of order and justice, which I hold very dear to my heart.
Well, to be fair, I'm only new to the academy myself.
Oh.
But,
you're all new recruits?
I'm actually unsure on that.
Day or two?
So, yeah.
Yes.
You hold yourselves with much conviction for newcomers.
Well, if you do want some privacy, we were obviously you were seeking that.
I was merely interested in the vessel that we are on. I was merely just taking it in. I have traveled on a great many. This has nothing... doesn't really hold a torch to my friend Jax's vessel, but it is good nonetheless.
Your friend Jax, was he with you on top?
Oh, no. I have not seen him in some time. He is the greatest pilot of the cosmos. Off and away
Second greatest.
A little quiver comes from Geo's cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't talking about Flapjack, but yeah.
He is renowned in...
Neither is she.
He is renowned and very well thought of pilot and one of great renown.
I would love to meet him someday, or at least hear stories. I apologize if we've come off untrusting.
It's completely understandable, especially given the current situation running for our lives, as your friend here said before. I apologize, I don't believe that I have gotten your name.
I did tell you my name back at the bar, but it's Bella.
Oh, damn this blasted curse.
Well,
very nice to meet
Donna,
you.
But no one ever
Bella.
calls me that. But yeah, Bella.
Very nice to make your acquaintance, Bella. You are quite clearly the most intelligent among them and graced with such manners as well.
This
You are
makes
quite clearly the leader of this ragtag bunch.
I like to think so.
I do too.
And I go to shoot Geo a little bit of a wink. As he's taken up bodyguard position. Okay, if you don't need privacy, then we can explore the ship together.
Oh, I
The three of us.
would welcome the company.
Okay, and I do.
All right. In the
See our
meantime,
friend off, Bella. I have things to think about as the one who thinks about things here. Goodbye, Apollo. I hope you don't get lost.
Until we meet again, my friend, you. Bye.
Good job.
And
bud.
he, as they're walking off, he just kind of like, Apollo leans in and goes, does he always have something so far up his arse that he can't see the daylight for it?
You'd be surprised.
Only when Bellamy's about, but
Yeah, but
No. he's just a bit odd. You're new. You understand that.
I understand completely. I
Meeting
just
people in
thought...
bars is not always the most trustworthy of places.
You
to meet.
you are absolutely right, and as I say, trust is often gained over a space of prolonged periods with those that you spend time with, and I hope to spend some time with you, and hopefully during that time trust can be made between us all. But if he often talks to me in such disdain, it will be reciprocated in great.
I can imagine that. Yeah, I'll be here as a buffer. I'm happy to play that role. I've played it before.
I just am a man of understanding, and respect is often reciprocated with respect and lack of thereof.
Understood.
You're wonderful company, Bella. Thank you so much for escorting me around this great vessel.
It's much better than our last. Now feeling that she might be out of earshot.
Well, thank goodness that it burnt her down, eh? And he just continues walking, not really thinking about what he's saying.
you hear in your head, Apollo,
Yeah.
leave my boy alone.
Well, that is awfully frightening.
Sorry, did you see something?
I heard a very ghastly and quite hideous voice in my head.
Bitch!
Did it tell you to
Yeah, we didn't wanna
leave
say
someone
anything.
alone?
It
But he's not
did.
here.
Who's not here?
The GIF individual that was in the bar was
Yes.
our roommate as well.
Yes, the most attractive one of the lot of you. I understand, yes.
She genuinely looks down at herself and just goes,
I jest.
Okay.
I jest. It's merely a
She
joke.
has a type.
I only have
Big
eyes. I only have eyes for one other. My paramour that has been away from me in some time.
I appreciate a loyal person. The voice, though, we heard that voice when we jokingly insulted our friend.
Oh, and the voice itself was positively ghastly.
Oh, I agree. We presumed he was being haunted, but if he's no longer here, maybe we're being haunted? Oh, this... And she actually genuinely pulls out like a notepad and starts writing notes down. Do tell us if you hear that again. And she kind of says to the ship, "This is an awful ship."
No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, she makes more notes.
I'll Apollo will just spend a bit of time walking around with Bella, acquainting himself with her.
Yeah,
And...
1,000%. In the meantime, Geo, you've noticed kind of the absence of the pressure of Flapjack under your cloak as he has gone to hang around with Rory, and is literally just like going to help, but this isn't what he does. He's the pilot. And so he's looking at the navigation console and muttering under his breath, just like, "Stupid fucking brownie, stupid. Why's she got to be here? Fucking hell."
I am detecting heightened levels of stress in your speech patterns, Flapjack. Is everything okay?
No, everything's not okay. My ship burnt down, Scar left, and now she's here.
I'll grab one of Flapjack's tentacles and hold it.
Oh, yay!
Is that better?
It helps a bit, thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
Can I help? I don't like doing nothing on a ship. I'm meant to be flying.
Maybe you can help fly then. I have everything pretty much covered here.
I feel obsolete. Yeah, you're also obsolete here, love. Like,
I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
Because of what I just said. Because she's there.
Is she some kind of threat?
And
To my heart.
the light starts to go a little bit amber in his head. Like,
Look, I mean, it's very tempting, but no. She's fine, I guess.
But you need your heart to live. Most organic organisms do.
Well, I don't actually have like a heart. I meant it more, not literally, more figuratively.
Rory blank stare, doesn't move, just kind of, and like he's looking at Flapjack, but his arms are still doing stuff on the comms consoles.
Like, you know, when somebody tells you something and they don't mean it literally, they just mean, "Oh, it was raining cats and dogs." There weren't actually cats and dogs falling from the sky.
Then why would they say that?
Because it's raining a lot. I don't know.
But that's easier to say than cats and dogs. I don't understand what you mean. But I will endeavor to learn. I have updated my social protocols.
Okay. I'm confused by this conversation now.
So am I.
Let's leave it. Thank you for
It's
holding my
D&D.
hand, Rory.
No problem. Anytime. I look forward to our next confusing conversation.
Me too. And just kind of like floats away, kind of the confusion now overwhelming the upset.
Something else to distract him,
Yeah.
something else to focus on. A different
did your
emotion.
job.
Yeah. Therapy murder robot.
Nice.
Just
Um,
goes back to what he was doing on the nav consoles and
So,
stuff.
Gurgle, you are able to kind of tap into the ship's consoles and give us a bit of a boost. Is there anything else you would like to do during this time?
I think Gogol's just going to, after he's given them boost, he's just gonna make his wrench disappear and sit his suit down and basically dismount from it, sort of crawling out of it, and just going to his sort of puddle form right next to it, having a breather.
Yeah.
But as soon as he hears anyone come near, he's just gonna go back into his suit again, like sort of reactionary.
Yeah.
But until then, he's just gonna breathe a little bit and just try to rest,
Are you wanting a short rest?
if possible. Yeah.
You can have a short rest by being a puddle on the floor, yes.
Sure.
Yes. Gio, as you leave this encounter with Apollo, what are you doing? You just going to have a little think about things, or?
So in the same way, Flapjack was like stupid, like Gio's just pacing to and forward. His glasses coming, like clerics, bosses coming onto my ship, coming in here, bringing that nonsense. Okay, fine. I don't need to. Just for I want to know if I remember anything about the name Paladine, or remember anything in that region.
I want you to make me a religion check, please. And we'll see where we go from there.
Okay, that is a 18.
18. So from what you because of what you've studied is more on the grander scale, this is the main reason you've heard of this. You're not particularly bothered about intricate like pantheons of each wild space system. Like that's not something that you're interested in. But Paladine themselves is the deity that is basically one of the first gods supposedly, and is the deity of law and justice and order in the astral sea. Like their domain is the entire astral sea. It's not concentrated to a specific wild space system. With an 18, you know that there are kind of there are kind of subversions of him that are worshipped within various wild space systems, just that go by different names, but they all basically are parts of Paladine, who is kind of this overarching god of order.
Okay. Let's just making notes. Sort of rubbing his head all over and trying to center a little bit. He takes a seat and just thinks for a second, and starts thinking back to sort of Bellamy and I need to remember her name, Evangeline.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't forget her name. And just sort of what he learned from them, sort of those kind of things. And because I learned it at the next level, he sort of stops for a second and just focuses on his mind and starts to try and think outside of himself and try and sort of tap into I suppose the divination of the world, trying to sort of expand his mind out to try and connect to things or to people necessarily. And as he does, this sort of like thin blue line appears across his head, which opens into an eye. It has like 3 little eyelashes on the top, 3 on the bottom. This circular pupil, no defining features, just very much sort of like a neon sign.
Yeah.
As his eyes are closed, just sort of starts to look around. And in his head, thinking back to everything he's been said, he reaches out and he goes, I'm casting Sending for the first time. Yeah.
Nice.
And if you are there, you are safe. You can respond to me now. Just let me know, please.
Hey, I need you to roll me a D100 for me, please.
Ooh.
I don't have one of those. Oh, yes, I do. That's unlucky. But it only goes up in 10s, so
two
I can
D10s.
just do...
2 D10s.
One for
10 twice.
tens, 1 for 1.
Yes, that's a D10. That's one. Now, I never look at these. There we go.
So 10s first.
Yep. Okay, so that is 65.
65. You reach out. Your mind almost becomes one with the weave. You're following strands through space, trying to find a strand to attach to that will lead you to Landry. And you think you found something. You follow it, you chase it, you're eager to get this message across, but then it looks as though it's severed. And the message does not arrive.
forcibly severed or just by distance? Like, can I discern how the severing happened?
It feels like a block. There's a block.
It's a wall.
Okay. Sort of feeling the connection go to wherever it was heading, knowing direction isn't really one thing you can pick up in
Yeah.
a divination oil. He opens his eyes, the one on his forehead just sort of like dissipate into little sort of strands that just sort of fade into the wall. Right. We continue. Right. Wyoming, how far away are we now?
About 3 hours out, I reckon.
Okay. Oh, are you feeling better? Are you good?
My systems are optimal.
Excellent. We need to have a talk later, my friend. There are questions that we need to be answered. Oh, Flapjack, you made your way up here. I didn't think you would.
You see Flapjack is literally like floated down to the ground in the corner of the room where Rory is. And it's just kind of, if he could like have his head in his hands, he would. The captain's hat is kind of tilted forward. He's like kind of rocking slightly. And just doesn't acknowledge you.
Oh, and I am so sorry about your ship. And he sort of like scoops him up, like, I don't know how you would scoop up a flump, but sort of full hands and fingers out trying to take as you were, just holding him. I am sorry about the baking tray. I know I wasn't the kindest about it, but it was a valiant ship.
It's okay. Everybody didn't like it because they said it was really slow, but I liked it because it meant that I could enjoy the journey more.
Do you know what? If more people saw it that way, I think there'd be a lot better people in this world. Universe. Sorry. It's bigger than that. I will try. If we can find you a new ship of similar make and design, we will do our best to get it for you. Okay?
It's okay. I just want her out of here.
That can be arranged.
Come with me, Flapjack. And he sort of like swaddles him up and sort of thing and just sits and just closes his eyes and just takes a moment to just sort of hold and just relax with him.
You feel a slight pressure as Flapjack begins making biscuits with their tentacles and settles into your arms.
It's quite nice, actually. You're not as jiggly as you look.
Thank you.
Whilst walking around with Bella, I'll have taken out some rations, shared them with Bella. And can I also, whilst we're walking around, I want to kind of look over everybody and make sure everybody is at tip-top health. Is anybody looking particularly messed up?
Nope.
Rory's fine.
Everyone's fine?
Mm.
Yep.
Hold on, the sun's on my screen, I can't see. I mean, if you come back to look at Geo at some point and he's just sort of there in a mild sort of sleep with Flapjack, looks like minor frostbite or frostburn sort of down one side where the thing exploded and it's kind of done a little bit of damage to his stuff in his skin. But he looks okay, but he is a little damaged on one side.
Okay. I will try my best not to wake him, but I will just kind of put a hand gently on the shoulder where the frost is, and I will cast Cure Wounds on.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Gio?
My passive perception is only 11.
Okay.
So you get 7 hit points back, and then I will bonus action. Let me double check what my harness divine power is. Okay, it's only 1 slot, so I might get back a level 1 slot with that.
Okay.
So it's a free cast of Cure Wounds, basically.
Having returned to the group, Bella has sort of sat herself off to the side. and has taken cyanide off her arm and is in a low voice checking that cyanide is okay and that it wasn't too scary for him. But just
you kind of, as you're kind of inspecting cyanide, you see that for the most part he'd hidden under your clothing and stuff. Like there's a bit of kind of similar frostbite to what Gio's got on his arm, but for the most part seems okay. Is shaking a little bit because that was a lot for him, but he's okay. Okay. For the sake of brevity, unless there's anything urgent that anybody would like to say, you continue your journey for the next 2.5 hours, and you begin to reach the crystal barrier that surrounds the realm space system. I got the systems confused in my head. Yeah, the realm space system, which houses Torrel. Bella, this is a familiar sight to you, as it is essentially your journey home. Kind of pushing through the barrier, almost like trying to penetrate a balloon, kind of like pushing in. You feel it almost like squeeze, and the pressure builds within the cabin before it releases, and you are through into realm space. For the next half an hour, your approach to Torrel, it gets ever closer, and Brownie kind of turns and is like, "We're on Torrel."
Bella, you have inspiration, by the way.
Can I use like the ship's scanners and stuff like that to detect any threats within a?
Yes. Roll me a perception check with advantage through the aid of the scanners.
Where the hell did my D20 go?
I don't know.
I've got thousands more.
As we are getting closer, I will kind of get up, kind of prestidigitate my own clothes so that they are immaculately clean, and go around and be like, "Well, if we're about to arrive, we'd best arrive in our cleanest attire." And he will prestidigitate Bella's clothes. He will prestidigitate Gurgle's armor so it shines. Same with Rory. Prestidigitate Gio's clothes clean, apart from one patch where he will prestidigitate a dirt patch just in the crack of where his pants are.
Nice. 14.
It's fine.
14. You can scan within about 100 to 200 mile radius of the ship. With that, and it seems clear at the moment. There doesn't seem to be anything coming through the crystal barrier or dropping anything onto Torrel right now.
Okay.
We're in Torrel. Where am I going? It's a big planet.
I have not detected any threats in our current area.
Well, that is excellent news.
I was kind of hoping that we would find one of those ships. Maybe we should head to like the outskirts of one of these areas that have been affected to investigate.
Is there a way of possibly leaving the ship in orbit and transporting ourselves to the surface? If this planet is of low technology, then the arrival of a ship from the astral sea may frighten and terrify the locals.
If I get close enough, there's a teleport room and you can teleport down, being down onto the
Brownie,
planet
do you
surface.
have one of these comms so we can get in touch with you?
Oh, the SpellJammer was, yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, Apollo, you do not, but I have something that will keep you in contact with at least me in case we get separated. And you see she puts her two hands on your shoulders, and if you'll allow, she's going to try and touch foreheads with you for a second.
Okay.
And I'm establishing a telepathic connection with Psychic Whispers.
Amazing.
Nice.
You kind of, I don't know if anyone else notices this, if anyone's got a passive perception, but a bit weird, because as you do, Apollo just takes a deep breath.
I would obviously notice that,
You would.
I can feel his shoulders, and
Yeah.
it won't hurt. And then I say in your mind, I can talk to you within a mile, and you can talk to me freely.
Well, this is a much better voice than the last one I had in my head.
I agree.
Has a much better cadence to it and isn't as gravelly in the voice.
As I want Bella to live, I will stop that line.
This character is not going to last very long.
Where are you going? You want to go on the outskirts of one of these barren patches?
Yeah, sort of walks in, like, kind of sleepy, still holding Flapjack in his arms, just like, we've arrived? Oh, how quickly can you go around this planet? Orbit, do an orbit.
I mean, I can do it fairly quickly, but it depends if you want to actually see stuff as you go.
The last known location of this outside interference, acquired at the SpellJammer Academy, I believe was above Waterdeep.
Then that shall be our destination.
I feel as if we should perhaps take a look of the entire planet to see how much of it has been affected this way. I know we saw many dropships, but I would like to gauge just how widespread this destruction is before we get down there.
That might be good information to know, actually. As long as it's not going to take too long, and if we can do it like sneakily. I don't know how sneaky this ship is, but we got past illithids, so...
I believe that when we boarded, the lovely floaty thing here said that it has a cloaking device technology to it.
My name is Brownie, and yes, it does. I can go invisible. If you guys wanted to get down to the planet's surface while I did the loop, I can feed back to you and let you know.
That might be good. If you can drop us by Waterdeep, but outside the affected area, that would probably be best.
Yep, I could do that.
Plotting course for orbital insertion above Waterdeep.
Right.
Does anybody else get uneasy when he says insertion?
All of us.
Fantastic.
Is there any supplies on board? We lost some health packs and stuff on
Insertion is
our
actually
ship.
the technical term. Orbital insertion is an accurate term. Thank you very much.
Technically correct. The best kind of correct.
So is there any supplies aboard?
Got minimal. I was only meant to be doing a quick stop and then either comes Torrel or...
Fear not if you're worried about healing. I am well equipped in that domain.
Well, to be fair, we forgot them on the last ship. We never used them. So, I mean, I just thought it might be handy to have.
And it is a good job I am here.
Indeed.
Oh yes, that is wonderful. Alright, fine. It's the outskirts of Waterdeep. Roy, do you have a digital map of the planet? Or is there one on this ship?
I'll search the archives
Um,
of the ship because I assume we're too far out to access the SpellJammer archives.
yeah, you are too far out. What was the question?
Can I get a map of?
Absolutely, yeah. You were able to find that in the cartography department at the Solar Symposium as well. So yeah, you've got that.
Didn't someone steal a book as well?
And
Go.
Yeah, but he's gone now.
And also,
I still have it.
Yeah,
for
you
him.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
And also, while I was scanning like the ship schematics, did I get like a designation for this ship? Like, does this ship have a name?
No, it doesn't have a name. This looks like a new off-the-rack ship, basically, that has not. Yeah.
New ship smell.
I shall christen it shipwreck.
But Brownie kind of turns and looks at Flapjack in your arms and goes, "You should probably stay here. They're not exactly going to be expecting one of us on the ship. Just make yourself scarce."
Do not speak to my friend in that manner. This may be your ship, but you have to be kind to others.
Fuck you.
I like this flump.
I despise this flump.
I turn to Flapjack and I go, I don't know what's going on between you two, but I think she might be right. There's no creatures like you on the surface. So I know you can go invisible, but if you were to be knocked out of that, you might scare the locals. Not
Hey.
that. Don't take any of her shit, okay?
Okay.
And I kind of give it a pat on top of the hat. I kind of give her a pat.
Kind of like nuzzles into it and just like shakes you off. I'm like, okay.
I'll kind of, can I go up to and kind of like kneel in front of Flapjack and
Yeah.
kind of whisper to him, my noble flump friend Flapjack, if this despicable creature is mean to you, I want you to take note and report back to me as soon as I return. If it is beyond the measure of politeness, then my wrath will be swift.
I'm not entirely sure what that means, but thank you.
You are
With
most welcome.
With this discussion about voices and stuff and being polite to people, I'm going to look to Geo and goes, he heard the voice that we heard Pescar on this ship?
He heard
I
the voice
know.
even.
I know.
That hippo must have been haunted.
I think now we're haunted though, he's not here. But
We, as fascinating as this is, we really do have a mission here. So when we get back to
I know.
SpellJammer, let's spend a little bit of time just insulting Heskar and see what happens.
I think it wasn't Heskar he insulted though, it was the ship. It was the baking tray they responded to. I know, I know.
Questions on questions. Okay, this is just strange, right?
As we're like walking off the bridge together, I will kind of turn, make eyes with Brownie and just knock something over and walk out.
Such a prig.
You see Brownie like lift up the tentacle and like there's like these hairs across the tentacle and the hairs kind of fold down and there's one that just flicks you off.
Yeah, I blow a kiss.
Oh,
I blow a kiss to Brownie, wink, and walk off.
So Flapjack kind of begrudgingly goes, I'll stay here. It's okay. I hope you find what you're looking for.
We hope so
Sorry
too,
I couldn't
Flapjack.
be your captain for this voyage.
wow.
You will always be our captain. And then I kind of walk off towards the teleportation room. I don't know.
Yeah.
As
you do.
Geo sort of turns Flapjack around and holds in his hands like, of course, nothing without its captain. No, wait here. Be honest, Brownie, I'm sure she's not that bad. He sort of lets them go and just sort of hopes they float even
Yeah,
with all the shit hanging off
Yeah.
of them.
they kind of like stumble a bit and they look at you like, you don't know her like I know her. But kind of begrudging us. I'll be okay. And
Okay.
goes towards the back of the ship and just kind of gives you all a wave like, bye guys.
Turning to Brownie as I'm sort of like, Brownie, while you're doing your orbit of the planet, can you try and somehow make note of large populations versus what should be missing, what is missing on the planet versus what the map shows, and try and get a decent bird's eye view of how much of this infrastructure has been struck, and we will be back soon, okay?
I'll try my best.
Thank you, Brownie. You are delicious. And he walks off.
Okay. You all head to the teleportation chamber and it looks to have already been programmed to set up. Brownie has done that remotely via the captain's console, and you all enter into what are basically cryo-looking tubes.
This is fucking Star Trek, isn't it?
The doors,
Yep.
zoom, and like there are only 3 pods, so you're gonna have to take it in. But there's gonna have to be 2 batches as you go down.
I'll be in the first batch.
Okay, Bella in the first batch. Who else?
I'll go.
You go.
I'll go.
And Rory. Okay, so Joe
As,
and
as
Apollo.
these 3 teleport, we're just kind of stood, both in the same stance, arms folded, just kind of not looking at each other.
Yeah, you see as the doors to these cryopods kind of close, this beam goes from foot to head, and as it goes, they disappear. And you all find yourself reappearing on the surface of Torrel. Joe and
Instantly
Apollo.
cannons out.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm on fucking guard in case
All right.
anything's happening.
Okay, so Apollo and Geo.
As soon as these guys leave, Apollo will turn to Geo and go, we got off on the wrong foot, my friend. I mean you no harm, nor your compatriot, but we should put this behind us. We don't know what is on the road ahead.
Yes, you are right. I know it was Tensions were running high, blood was boiling, things were engorged, so to speak. Egos mostly. Yeah, I know words.
This fucking guy.
Okay, continue.
Yes, I just had very bad experiences with members of religious groups, so I apologize for being on guard around you. I'm sure you're lovely. You did tremendous work at the bar.
And I, too, believe that your persona that you put on is only a mere veil behind what is quite a capable individual. And do not worry, I am merely religious. I'm not a fanatic. Now, our friends await, and if it counts for anything, if I must lay down my life for theirs, or yours, then I shall do so for the greater good. Now, shall we, Gio?
Well, if it means anything as well, my mission, so to speak, is not too dissimilar to yours, so yes. We shall be laying down lives where we can. Let us go. As he steps into the pod, as they both do, the doors are closing, like, and if you're lucky, you might see below the veil. You never know.
So you all appear on the ground of Torrel. The sight that greets you is one of desolation and despair. The once bustling city that Bella you know so well is now essentially a ghost town. The streets and buildings empty and lifeless. The sky above is a sickly orange-red hue with dark clouds swirling ominously around. The air is thick with an acrid smell, and the sense of foreboding hangs heavily, feeling like it's suffocating you. There are buildings that remain, however, they are crumbling and decrepit, their walls and roofs riddled with gaping holes, almost as though insects have swarmed and eaten through them. There are signs of destruction everywhere, crumpled down husks of shops and homes, overturned carts and shattered windows. The streets are littered with debris and rubble, making it difficult to move around. Dirt beneath your feet has dried to the point where it resembles sand wisping through the air and the gentle breeze. The city looks as though it should have been abandoned for years, with no signs of life or activity in the immediate area as you enter towards the outskirts of Waterdeep. The silence itself is eerie and unsettling, broken only by the occasional creaking of a loose shutter or the rustling of very dead leaves in the wind. The blight that has befallen Waterdeep is palpable, and a feeling of emptiness and loss seems to permeate everything. And that is where we're going to have a quick break for about 15 minutes. So we'll be back about 5 to 8-ish.
Yeah.
So thanks for sticking with us. Don't go anywhere. Just go grab yourself a drink, have a bit of a relax, and then we will be back into it as these guys get into the new version of Waterdeep.
Ooh.
I broke Faerun, let's go!
Little bastard.
welcome back to Tales on Tap. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you got yourselves a drink and are ready to crack on as our adventurers have landed on the outskirts of Waterdeep. And the atmosphere is not as it once was, to put it lightly for Bella, who has visited previously. None of the rest of you have ever been to Waterdeep or Torrel, as a matter of fact. But Bella, you know this place well, and just from the outskirts of where you are,
We're by the South Gate.
Yeah, you are by the South Gate. So what you are seeing is essentially the stone walls all seem to be intact, but it looks as though there's almost a area of impact because the level of desecration and kind of blight gets worse the further in you look. So there are no streets, as it were, anymore. So too many buildings have collapsed and toppled down. There's too much debris to really make out any uniform structure of the city anymore. But the South Gate itself and the stone walls are still intact.
Okay.
Just because you answered a question I was already going to ask. So we're stood in that sort of patch between the South Gate and the city, right?
Yeah.
So looking around, you can see where fresh living things are, and then like sort of the line where the gradient ends and then death goes further in.
Yeah. So looking back, you begin to see light, like greenery again, and road networks further out the city. But it's as you get in, it gets worse and worse.
Okay.
And is it sort of like the buildings have been nuked, or is it more like it's been collapsed out of old age?
It looks as though it's been, so more like it's been collapsed of old age.
So it's like life has been sort of
sucked
drained
out
from
of it.
all of it. Yeah.
Can I look around to see if there's any wildlife at all? Like birds, frogs, fucking anything?
Roll me a perception check, please.
So as Bella landed, seeing her very familiar place not look like a familiar place at all, she kind of freezes, and she's visibly shaken.
And Gio, just because, keep in mind, on Torrel, it is dusk. We're talking probably, you would assume this is almost a summertime at the moment. So it's probably about 9 or so o'clock.
I'm assuming I'd put the orangeness of the sky down to the fact that it's coming to the end of the day, not that the sky has been torched in some way.
It doesn't look like the sky has been torched, no. It looks like a combination of the dust having been kicked up into the air around and also the sun reaching its close, setting. That's the word. Not reaching its close. What?
I rolled an 11.
An 11. You can't see any signs of wildlife, as it were. There are the occasional kind of vulture type creature will sweep in, and you kind of see them off in a distance before they kind of scatter away. But most of the typical kind of wildlife, you can't see anything.
There's nothing in anywhere close to us.
Not close to you.
No? Okay.
As Bella seems like sort of I assume I would notice Bella a little shaken where she is. Just looking at her in general, just sort of having landed, looked around, and then looked in her general direction.
Yeah, she hasn't been trying to hide it, and she's kind of muttering, how, sort of.
She just sort of comes up behind her and places a hand on her shoulders. I know this is tough, but we are here to stop it. Are you going to be okay?
I didn't expect to see it so close. I'll be fine. I don't understand how this can happen so quickly.
What abomination has happened in this place?
from what we have discovered, or at least from what Archivist Divino has told us. They seem to be stripping the life from planets of lesser technological advancements than this one. Another one, similar to Torrel, called Earth, was also hit in very similar ways.
You said we don't see
Rory,
streets.
do me a favor.
We're gone.
Keep your gun
you,
out.
You look at Rory. The salt lamp light in his head is not there, and his head is slumped down, and he doesn't respond.
I'm gonna
Oh,
knock
not
on
again.
your head.
He comes back to life, and he says,
Spatial distortion firewall parameters updated.
Amazing. Good. Do me a favor. Keep your gun out, or your sword out, or perhaps even both. We don't know what's here, right? So.
Understood.
and the helmet snaps up. He takes out his gun and his sword arm.
He's so cool.
Dan, I'm ignoring you now.
Kyle, do we feel any effects of the blight area? Does it make me feel like sick in any way or dizzy, or am I feeling any sort of effects?
You don't feel like dizzy or nauseous other than the anxiety that this whole situation is bringing you, but the dust in the air is getting into your sinuses, and that's the most irritating thing at the moment.
On top of that, sorry, just the smell you said that was sort of in the city. Is this like a familiar smell of any kind? Because is it reminiscent of?
It smells like decay.
Right.
Can I walk
Like
up
mulch.
to? Can I walk up to the closest place where the life stops and the death begins, and I want to kind of examine it to
You
see.
want to head back out, like outwards from Waterdeep.
Oh no! I thought
I
we
were
were
still there.
on the precipice of where it goes back.
Oh yeah. But you still have to go backwards. Like, I'm just saying, you're not heading into the city. You're heading slightly out to where the precipice is, and the life is beginning again. Yeah.
Oh no! Right. Okay. That's
So
my bad.
we're in the badness.
We're
You're-
in the
you're
badness.
in the bad
place.
Oh, okay.
But only by a couple of feet.
the
There
way
is a
that-
couple of feet behind. There is that line.
Yes.
Right. The way that Gio explained asked before, I thought we were in the living bit before it
No.
got
So
bad.
you're on the
Okay.
brink of the
That's
bad
fine.
bit. You're on the edge of the bad bit.
That's
I thought we were there where the green thing just went. I thought we landed here, in the sort of. It's not doing it now. Fucking hell.
Here.
That one.
Southgate,
There,
yeah.
Yeah, you are here, but the life is
Cool.
actually here. This
Right,
kind of
okay.
like the
White
border
line.
that's
I'm
there.
gonna have to-
Essentially that.
Sorry, I thought it was within the walls. That was right. Okay, that makes more. Okay, that's fine.
okay.
Right.
Well, friends, do we press on through this devastation, or head elsewhere to see where this dismay may continue?
I can't imagine anything surviving this. So I don't know how much information we're going to get here.
Yes.
I would suggest
think?
maybe anybody that was managed to get out of here would have headed to the nearest town or city. That they might be able to give us information of what happened when it happened.
There may be great and powerful forces at work here, and if there are somebody or something that has managed to stave away the darkness, then it may still be here. I would be remiss to walk away in the case of it being here. If our survey brings no folly, then we should look elsewhere. Whilst here, our investigation should start here.
I agree. A reconnaissance mission would be prudent.
It is true. You should stay here. As he says this, you can sort of see him like tearing pages from a book and like folding them into little sort of packets, trying to create makeshift little parcels essentially because he wants to start gathering things. And as he's doing this, he sort of looks at me and goes, Bella, I don't wish to speak of things that were spoken of in private, but your companion's the one who survived here. Do you believe she got out from what you know.
I really fucking hope so. I had that one dream, vision. And I don't know. I hope so. I hope that was a vision and she is elsewhere. And if she is, I think maybe she can help. But if she did say that they've been taken away from here, I get that you guys want to go in, and also the dust is not going to do great for us, our breathing. I don't think we should stay long. Maybe find the impact site, and maybe there's still like remnants of the seed. That might help our investigations. And you see, she's sort of shaken out of her sort of freezing, and she's kind of going into like mission mode.
Yeah.
So that I would suggest that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but that would be my thoughts. Would be one, find the impact site, see if there's any remnants of whoever did this. Also, searching to see if there's people. This is a big city, so I don't think we have time to search the entire city. That's maybe back on the ship they can scan for life forms and kind of point us towards a certain location.
I agree. I think we should not, however, stay here in one place. Let's commence our search and do it swiftly. Move as quick as possible, as if the coming of the dawn in the night.
That is... If you will all bear with me, I want to get some samples of the flora and fauna here between specific parts. I also have a plan in mind. It may not work, but Bella, I may be able to contact your friend if she is able to be contacted. I have certain ways of getting around this. It depends how much you want to get in and out of the city quickly. We can do it on the ship, or we can do it now. Depends.
That is... See, she's kind of processing. I want to see her, obviously, but I get that you guys want to be here. Personally, and she turns directly to you, I want to run and find her, but I know I can't do that right now. If you can contact her, you have no idea what that would mean to me.
Then we will get what we need to from the city, and then on the ship later, I will try and enact what I think I might be able to do. I will do my best. I cannot promise, but I have a way.
Okay.
If you'll all just bear with me, I'm going to go get some grass. I have a lot to think about right now. And he sort of like, with these makeshift paper packets, like with this makeshift paper packet, sort of like runs to the living grass, takes them up, folds it in, runs to like where it sort of died, takes some of that, folds it up, goes to where it's really dead, takes them, folds it up, put it all in his pocket, like, right. Let's
While
go.
he's picking
Bella.
up those samples, I want to contact Brownie.
Okay.
Yeah, bitch. Not you, Brownie.
The best.
Fucking
Brownie?
Yeah.
Do you have the capability of scanning the planet's surface for any life signs, particularly in this town? We just need a little bit of direction here.
You told me to do a loop. I'm doing a loop. I'm not over there anymore.
Okay, how long into your back?
I don't know. Depends on how thorough of a scan you want. I'm trying to do my job here.
Honestly, like, speaking to this
Couple of
thing's like
hours.
fucking wiping your ass with a nettle. Like, does the
welcome
job,
to
but
my
it
world.
stings for a while, doesn't it?
If you want me to go back, it's quicker for me to go back.
Can you do that quickly, and then once you've performed the scan of the city, then resume your loop?
Hold. Brownie,
They don't pay
how
me for
far
the-
away from us are you, technically? In time, in hours, in
In
space,
time, about
distance,
10
whatever.
minutes. You've only been down there about 10 minutes.
And a loop
Yeah.
takes how long?
A loop, say about 2 hours.
Scan
It'll take
first,
longer.
then loop. That's fine. If you can do that, that'd be great, and give us any information of any life forms that we can, and as precise a location as you can tell us. Thank you.
All right.
Should we head into the city then?
Why are we
let's
such
go.
an inconvenience to this flump man? Like,
Like the polar opposite
know.
to Flapjack.
I
And-
like brownie.
She slowly walks into her once home ruined.
tread carefully, friends. You don't know what awaits us.
Pull my face up.
You see Gurgle's both of Gurgle's arms transform into his cannon modes, and he just walks straight out, just scanning
Yeah.
anything and everything.
Okay. So you begin to enter through. You've passed through. You're through the south gate, but there is what I was talking about. The walls. I meant this inner wall.
Right.
So you pass through there, and it becomes apparent how vast the devastation is. There are still some resemblance of alleyways and some of the more stone-like structures, but any of the wooden structures, those are the ones that seem to have been most affected.
Right.
I want perception checks, please.
All right.
Easy.
Yeah, I'm doing my sort of
Ooh.
tactical advance, checking corners, like very much
SWAT team, let's go.
SWAT team vibes. Yeah, exactly.
15 for me.
15,
16 for me.
16 for Rory.
I'll go
17
for me.
That's really fucking good.
Okay, 17,
I've used a built for success, so that's +3, so that's 19.
19.
4.
Okay, well, Apollo's just kind of waxing lyrical
Oh, no.
about.
5.
Wow.
Wait,
Wait, Gio, what did you get?
17 too.
You got 17 as well. Okay. You're all bar Apollo, who is kind of looking as though he's thoroughly searching and looking around.
I've changed my mind. Don't shoot me. Shoot Apollo.
But honestly, Apollo, you're not entirely sure what you're looking at because you haven't actually been told about the blight. But what
Haven't been
you
told
do-
anything.
No. You haven't been told about any of this. But what I will spot, even with the
Talking while we were off talking with that, we were off talking for like 3 hours. I would have gone through
BT
very
dubs at
vaguely,
this.
like that there were seeds, that they are causing destruction on certain parts of the planet. I would maybe not blight, but destruction. I would certainly have mentioned.
Yeah.
And the lack of life forms in those areas. That is kind of as vague as I would have been.
I don't think Apollo's really... He's more interested in his general surroundings than is actually looking for anything specific.
Yeah, so
He's never been to Torrel, so he's just kind of like,
even-
ooh, what's this?
even with a 5, what I will say is that this is very reminiscent of the images that have been sent to you
Mhm.
via Paladine. So you're kind of reinvigorated in the fact that yes, this is the path I'm meant to be following.
Thank you, Paladine.
You were all kind of looking around, and any fresh produce that was in front of market stalls or whatever it might be, rotten to the core. There isn't even like insects or anything eating the detritus. There is just nothing. It's just the smell of
Ooh.
decay in the air. I know detritus.
Like
I learned that word when I was like 5.
Oh, like that
Here's an
word.
interesting question.
What is
Not even
detritus?
cockroaches,
Oh, so this thing
because
was...
they survive nuclear strikes. So therefore, I'm asking.
Yeah. No,
And-
you don't see any cockroaches. when
And
you
do we,
said
as we're
Damn.
walking around, I mean, obviously not
that. Maybe
Apollo,
because
but
Google's
do
not really
we,
looking for cockroaches.
do we see remnants of bodies? Like, do we see, like, skeletons and...
So you don't.
I don't, but I'm just...
You don't.
I'm
but-
curious.
That is
I'm
something
working on
I
it.
would
Yeah,
actively
so-
be looking for, yeah.
Yeah, okay, in which case, so Bella and Gio and Gurgle, you are kind of looking around and you do see bodies scattered kind of haphazardly. Some look like they were going to run and they've crumpled to the ground, and the flesh has been almost eaten away and it's purely skeleton. Rory,
Mm-hmm.
You're having a bit of a look around. You're kind of like SWAT teaming through like round alleyways, what remains of an alleyway anyway. And when you approach, you look and you see, kind of in the shroud of the growing darkness, a couple of figures clad in like blacks and browns in the distance. They look, from that perception check, they look like they're kind of searching through things.
Which direction? By compass?
By compass, let's say northeast.
Contact northeast. You hear over your comlinks.
I look
Apollo's
directly
just-
towards.
You don't.
I look directly towards the area. Do I see what?
And I give her.
Stop. So reaching where Rory is, kind of peering around the corner, you see two humanoid figures clad in cloaks, one with kind of a wide-brimmed, kind of almost cowboy-looking hat. You don't see their faces, they're hunched down, like everyone's got hats. Oh yeah, you guys got hats still. Searching
Mine's
through...
a nacho bowl.
Searching through what looks to be debris.
How far away are they?
Probably about 200 feet away.
I
Okay.
will say to Apollo, there are things up ahead. Be careful.
I will telepathically say to Bella,
Mm-hmm.
I shall move around to the left quietly and try to get into a flanking position. I'll try to do so subtly. If anything goes wrong, they haven't spotted us yet. And I will just kind of look as if I'm looking around, not try to give anything away, and just kind of slink off
Okay.
I
to one
respond
side.
telepathically. If you see any other creatures, don't get yourself into trouble. Just let me know. Keep in contact.
I will. And I will
Go.
start moving swiftly. As soon as I can see I'm out of sight
Yeah.
from their eye line, I am down back
Okay.
alleys, whatever thing I can get cover behind, and just...
You are rolling swiftly. If you're going swiftly, I need you to roll a stealth check with disadvantage.
I already get disadvantage, because I am clad in heavy armor.
All right, go.
I'm gonna do the
Ooh.
same from the right.
The right.
And Gurgle's just gonna start
That's not bad.
sort of half sprinting, and then the sort of shimmer is just gonna start around him as he disappears using invisibility.
Okay.
I
It
rolled,
was a stealth check with advantage.
I rolled a natural 20
Ooh!
and a
Twice.
13.
And a 13. Okay. So 13 for 13, or?
Yeah, I don't have a modifier on my stuff.
All right.
Can I just try and analyze the silhouettes of these people for any like protrusions that look like weapons being carried? Because I
roll
assume
me-
they're too far away to.
Yeah, roll me a perception check for that.
8.
It doesn't look like they're armed, no. There's no like rifles on their back or like great axes or anything like that.
Cool. Should we kill him?
15 for me total.
15. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you both kind of are pincer movement around. Are the others approaching or slowly? Okay.
I'd like to keep an eye out on my way round to see if there are anybody else or if I can hear anyone else.
Make me another perception check. Gio, what are you doing?
Oh, it's a natural one.
No, you see no one.
So where?
The worst scout. Right.
Trying to. So where are we all placed relative to these people? So where did we come up on them? I'm trying to picture the map.
Okay, so I mean, if you want to go onto the Roll20, sorry for people at home, I know I'm not sharing the map, but you don't really need to. But essentially, you've come into the city and you're kind of scouting. You've been looking down this main street, essentially. And it was Rory who kind of looked down this alleyway, this where it says D38 on the map.
Yeah, I see
And
that.
the guys are probably towards the end here.
End of D37.
Yes.
Having sort of watched them all disappear into their own little things, you just sort of over the comms, sort of trying to keep out of sight, but looking at these individuals like, are we sure we're not just going a little bit too far for what might just be survivors? They appear to be searching for rubble. It's not like they're ripping things apart.
They still may have knowledge about what happened.
Yes,
Even
but you need to get
in a
into attack position to
rudimentary-
do them.
That's just a safety precaution. Do you want to approach them unarmed?
In the interest of user safety, I recommend a preemptive strike.
I am very
Rory,
alarmed,
no.
Bella.
Hold your fire, Rory. We might want to talk to them. It's hard to talk to dead bodies.
No, it's not.
It's hard to tell dead bodies to talk back. I should reword.
Well, you're all in place, so be prepared. And Gio's just going to sort of like push a little bit of rubble with his foot, just sort of like. So if I'm on the corner between D38 and D37 looking down the thing, he's just going to sort of push a bit of rubble and maybe just step out ever so slightly at the distance where he is and just walk out and see
Yeah.
what the deal is with these things.
Yeah, so kind of at the push of rubble, one of the figures, the one with the cowboy hat, kind of looks back at you, and you see kind of covered like almost like a dust mask on, kind of cloth wrapped around their mouth and nose. You see kind of pointed elven ears beneath the cowboy hat, kind of it's making it sit at a bit of a jaunty angle, deep grey skin and piercing turquoise eyes, long black hair cascading down, and you see kind of a shock of some white at the roots.
Ooh, lovely.
Is this anyone?
Friend or foe?
Sorry.
Friend, completely friend. I am here to study.
Study. You want to study this place? Be our guest. We're trying to figure it out ourselves.
So, fellow learned individuals. It's good to meet someone here who's trying to do the same.
I mean, I'm mainly trying to survive and keep my friends safe.
Are there lots of you? Did a lot of people escape from this terrible disaster?
Not as many as I'd like, but we got about 30 or so in a bunker.
I step out
That is
behind
good to
him.
hear.
My weapon is in my holster, but I have my hand on it. Like, I don't mean to alarm, but I'm here too. Do I recognize this individual at all?
No, not in particular, but Waterdeep is such a large city.
Yeah, that's fair.
And while like the grey skin of an elf is kind of peculiar, you don't know them. You don't know him. Yeah.
Rory steps out as well, and he just says to them,
Identify yourselves.
What the hell is that?
He's a friend. He's just
Do you have the concept of an automaton on this planet?
they have Warforged. It's sort of the same thing.
Oh, like
He-
okay.
He's a warforged. That is just my friend. Do not worry. He will not harm you. He is just making sure that we will not be harmed either.
My name is Caleb. Nice to meet you all.
Caleb, it's a famous name. I've heard a wizard by that name once.
It's with a K, not like that guy.
Oh, well.
As if he knows that guy. Amazing. Oh no, not him.
legally distinct.
I am going to. Apollo's continuing on until he is behind the group that these lot are interacting with, and will stand, not making his presence known, but just kind of watching from behind them.
Okay.
As the elf announces himself, he goes, Giovanni, it is a pleasure to meet you, Caleb.
It is lovely to meet you too, I suppose. It's always nice to see living faces around here.
When did
Where-
this happen? Sorry, Bella, but when did this happen?
Wait, Bella?
You see our eyes like genuinely widen. Yes. Do you know that name?
I mean, Bella's quite a common name, no offense, but I mean, Aqua, she talks about a Bella a lot, so.
See at that, she starts like at a fast pace walking towards you. She's left her hand on from her gun, and she was just like, Is she here?
Rory follows next to her.
Gio's pretty quick up behind her as well.
Yeah, I assume by this reaction you are that Bella. Yeah, Aqua's in the bunker with the rest of us.
Oh, thank God.
Gio just puts a hand around her shoulders like, I told you it wasn't just a dream. Nothing is coincidence in this universe.
I want to try and sneak up behind the group.
Okay, roll me a stealth
group?
check, please.
Bad. Well, the other group. We don't
Oh,
know
that
they're
is
bad.
good. That is good. That's a 17. I rolled an 18 and a 17. So
Does
Does
17.
anyone have a passive perception more than 17? I don't think anybody
Oh
does.
no, not this group. The other group. I'm sneaking up behind them. I'm
There's
trying
only two
to.
of them.
I know. I'm still sneaking. It's a
Mine's
group.
11.
Still a group.
And we would, well,
The
we'd see them
smallest
then,
group,
wouldn't we?
yeah.
I mean,
It's an open area, isn't it?
yeah. So he's kind of coming round the side of an alley, and kind of at this point, the other individual, who's quite a burly-looking human man, probably in his 50s, kind of black, scruffy beard, kind of like kind of poking through the dust mask that's kind of been haphazardly placed on his head. Kind of like just looking at you all. Clearly not as friendly as Caleb seems to be. It's kind of being a bit of standoffish and almost like the bodyguard, still not trusting these newcomers. But yes, Apollo, you are unseen as you approach, as these other two are facing the rest of your friends the other way.
I want to get within about 30 feet and then just kind of hold that position.
Okay, you do so.
I'd like to follow up on that.
All right, roll me a stealth check. With advantage, you're still invisible.
Natural 20 for
Yep.
22.
Completely unseen.
Can you tell us exactly, as you experience, what happened exactly here?
Oh God. So near the central district in the castle ward, and further in, I was at my shop and we all saw something come from the sky. It was huge. We don't know what it was. We're not exactly used to things coming from the sky, and so a lot of us just ran.
I know this is a delicate matter, but shape, size, just any sort of basic,
I didn't get a close enough look. An old friend of mine pulled me out before I had much of a chance to get a look, but we're planning on doing an expedition to the center tomorrow morning. I'm just getting supplies for the expedition. It's been 2 weeks now where we want to figure out what caused this and see if we can rebuild, I guess.
So the thing has left?
I
You
mean,
think?
we haven't seen anything. The outskirts of the city are safe enough. You were the first life forms I've seen in a long time. I say life forms. Kind of looks to Rory.
It's this may be most fortuitous then. We are doing similar work to you. If you wish, we may be able to work together.
But where are you from?
Far away. We have come from... Bella, where are we from again? Sorry, I'm very far from the sea. I'm traveling, you see.
We have actually crossed continents. Fuck the accent. We have actually crossed continents, so very far away. This doesn't seem to be the only location like this.
It's happening across your world.
There are others?
Indeed, highly populated areas such as this as well.
From what little word we can get from where they come from, that is.
At this point, you'll hear of the comlinks. There are two guys literally right there.
Thanks, Cookie. I'm sorry, Brownie.
Gurgle's gonna respond. Going. Thanks, Brownie. We know. We are currently talking to them.
Oh, do you need me to come down and kill him?
No. trust me, if they need killing, I'm gonna kill them myself. But keep doing your loop.
You're not gonna call me back in like 10 minutes again, are you?
Not personally, no.
I can.
I'll try to make sure that the others won't either, unless it's for. Do you know the code word pineapple, by the way?
You hear like the scuffling of like it looks as though like a comic's being muffled as she's looking somewhere. In what sense?
Pineapple means shit's about to go down, and we need immediate backup.
Okay. I've used it differently, but it sounds good.
That's like the title under it, isn't it? It's like SpellJammer, codename Pineapple.
Pineapple.
So that's the title for this campaign, isn't it?
I would like to.
I was just about to send you a message telepathically, just saying they seem friendly and they're not what's the word?
Hostile.
They're not. That's not the word I was looking for, but I will do. They're not hostile, so I don't know if you want to make yourself known, but don't do it like at the end of the.
I'm going to reply and go. I do not know their true intentions, but I may have a way to find that out. Ask them pressing questions in about 30 seconds' time, and as many as you can. And if they are to tell you the truth, then fine. But if they lie, I will be the first to know. Are you ready? And I will cast Zone of Truth on them.
Yeah. I knew that was going.
Yeah.
So what save is it?
Nice.
Charisma save of 16.
Oh,
Ooh.
failed.
Failed. Yeah. Are you ready? Then let's begin. And I will cast Zone of Truth, which is
just
only
out of curiosity,
verbal and somatic, so I will whisper
Okay.
the spell and point my hand towards them.
Just out of curiosity, does that encompass me, Bella, as well?
Nope.
Given that.
Is it
No,
your
'cause
turn
he's
for choice?
30 feet away on the other side of him.
Increase.
So.
Yeah, it's within it's 60 feet, and I have a 15-foot back like circle.
Casting circle.
So I'm going to
like-
just ensure it's on them.
Gio, if you may want to ask them any questions, they can't lie right now.
Would I have noticed a spell being cast just out of curiosity? Because I'm pretty sure Zone of Truth is. Can you see it? Can you feel it?
I'm going to ask
Because I
you to
remember
roll me
being
a
in one.
perception check. Roll me a perception check.
Because
Do
I remember being
runes
in one.
appear
like-
on the floor? Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is it a visible spell?
Perception.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty 20.
You see, kind of the floor is so clad in dust and debris, but you swear you see a faint kind of glow, just in a couple of patches which don't have as much debris on it. But you see a faint glow beneath, but you don't know specifically what it was, but it seems arcane in nature.
Yeah. As Bella hints towards that, he just sort of looks and says, "Oh, for goodness sake." Right. Caleb, your intention is not to harm us, is it?
Only if you harm us.
Then not at all. Excellent. You definitely have the survivors you're talking about in the place you are talking about they are from.
Yeah. Why would I
Excellent.
lie about that?
I have no idea. Some people have issues with people telling the truth. It seems to permeate a lot of things.
Oh! Fucking preach it!
They're not hurt, are they?
Fucking preach!
We have a couple who are pretty injured, but we've managed to stabilize the most part. I'm an alchemist by trade, so.
Oh, alchemy. Oh, I do love the old sciences. We would very much like to come back with you and discuss more the terms of partnership, working together. We are very interested in this area.
How
We all
many
have.
of you are there? Is it just you three?
Oh, there's me,
three.
Bella. Whoa. My friend behind you is the one in the armor, and there's another one somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. They are a bit cautious, but they really shouldn't be. We've been talking for the last minute and a half, and you haven't stabbed me, so we are good.
I mean, if I was going to stab you, I probably couldn't, to be fair. I'm not the most athletically inclined.
He's telling the truth. He probably couldn't.
Kind of
He
like
wouldn't want
turns
to.
and glares daggers at you.
Greetings, friends. It seems that your intentions are honest. Well
Yeah.
met. The name is Apollo. Like your moon, I believe.
Helmet.
Ha. Caleb.
Greetings.
Thornton, if we're doing full names.
We
Is
weren't.
there anything you're not telling us that could put us at risk?
I mean, maybe not you, but you guys should probably cover your mouths and your nose. That could put you at risk. We're having some people having a lot of breathing problems.
Do I have like
Immediate.
traveler's clothes in my bag? So
Apollo grabs his cloak, just.
You diva.
Very well, my friend.
I pull out the shirt from my traveler's clothes from my bag, and I kind of tear it up, and I offer the other half to Geo, and I kind of like tie it bandana style around my head.
He does the same.
Bright purple, by the way, just so you know.
Dope.
Nice.
Goes with my skin.
I mean, other than that, we're still kind of out of the loop, to be honest. There's a group of us, about 5 of us, are working on it, but also trying to manage the families and everything that we've got in our care, shall we say.
I appreciate that more than you know. I would like to help you as much as I can.
I think that Aqua would be thrilled to see you if you are the Bella she's been talking about. Talks my ear off about some nights.
She would. Oh, you have no idea how happy you have made me. Right, kind of composing herself. Are we going to the source now, or are we going back to the bunker?
I need to get. It was just us on a recon meeting, and then we're gonna go first light tomorrow. That was the plan.
Then, if you will have us, we will go too.
This is massive smile. You don't see it because she's got a fucking bandana on, but she is smiling really hard.
It's creasing around her cheeks.
I tap the comlink. I go, Gurgle, I'm not too sure where you are, but you can rejoin us now. Everything's fine. Stay in your armor.
As Bella says that, you just see Jigger like, oh, he's a plasma. Like, he's not saying it out loud, but he's like, he's a plasma. You won't know.
I was like, to stay in
Shit.
your armor. They don't know what you look like. They don't know from where we are.
Got it.
If you plan to betray us, just know that the full might of Paladine shall be swift. And I will cast Thaumaturgy and make my eyes glow red.
And I will cut your heads off.
So roll intimidation with advantage.
As these two do that, Geo just walks between and goes, down, boys. Come on now, they're just being nice.
Intimidation with advantage.
Yeah, if Rory's helping you with the I will cut your heads off.
My eyes glow naturally, so...
That's a 23.
A 23. You see Caleb kind of move backwards and put their arms up, just like, hey, listen, I don't know who the fuck Paladin is, but you sound like one of those god worshipping so-and-sos. But no, I don't plan on betraying you. I have no allegiance to you to betray.
During this conversation, could I have sneaked up upon the human man?
Yeah, absolutely.
And just check up close if he has any hidden weapons of any kind.
Yes, of course. I mean, you don't have to roll a perception for it, but if you're getting really quite close, you can see that this human man's probably about 6'3", 6'4", and seems to have a sword sheathed to the side. His hand isn't reaching towards it or anything like that. He's just kind of looking intently at mainly Caleb, and then also you notice he's tracking lip movements of others, kind of as the conversation's going on.
Okay.
You see Caleb kind of look back and just, Darius, it's okay. Don't worry. And as he's saying this, he is also gesturing with his hands. He's like, they're okay. They're gonna come back with us. And you see Darius kind of nod.
Do I see any arcane focuses of any kind or anything like that? Apart from...
No.
Alright. Cool.
Just a couple of dudes.
I'm just gonna stand behind them. And I'm also checking inside of my little thing. It's like, how much time do I have left of my invisibility?
Okay. So is invisibility 10 minutes or an hour?
An hour.
All right. Yeah, you're fine. Kind of, yeah, still invisible. Doesn't pay you much attention at all. Doesn't see you. Doesn't register you. Just kind of looking at everyone else. And Caleb's like, do you want to go now? I don't know where you guys were planning on staying if you've come from so far away, as you say.
Well, you're clearly...
Can't say the inns.
You're out. You're clearly out here for some reason. If we can be of assistance before we return to your homestead, then assist we shall.
I mean, I was trying to get back to my shop, get some of the healing potions I have, and some of the herbs and the salves, but...
You're not fair. I am one of the greatest healers of the skies.
The skies? You sure think highly of yourself.
And I instantly message him. Let's not mention that we're not from this planet. That might freak them out. They don't have that ability.
That's why I said skies and not space.
Okay, just an FYI.
I know.
Sort of hearing Caleb looking for a shop, she sort of, actually, going to your shop might yield some answers. I would be interested to go there as well. I want to see what effect this would have had on arcane produce, such as a healing potion.
I mean, we can try go back there. It's towards the rougher area. That's why we didn't want to spare too many men, shall we say. We didn't want to put anyone at risk before the big recon meeting tomorrow, excursion tomorrow. So it's not too far away if you want to tag along. I've just kind of been getting some food produce.
Yeah, do not fear. We are putting ourselves at risk quite often. Lead the way. We'll be more than happy to assist you.
My ex would have punched your teeth square out of your mouth, but I am not going to rise to that, so come with me.
I kind of like look and I'm like, what did I say? What did I say?
You just see the biggest sort of shit-eating grin on Jameer's face as he sort of like, I just walked away following Caleb.
All right. So you all kind of follow Caleb, I assume. Gurgle, are you staying invisible?
Oh yeah. I'm on their ass.
are you sticking right by Darius?
He's the one with the weapon. Yeah. Like I'm staying close to this fucker, right, so that if shit goes down, I should be able to.
Okay. So you'll kind of make your way a bit further in to what the city that once was. More and more buildings are strewn with decay and are dilapidated. Dilapidated. There we go. They've got their roofs chopped off. And you head to around D22. This is
as we're making our way through the streets, so you said there's a few corpses and stuff, skeletons strewn about.
Yeah.
I'm, as well as sort of like keeping an eye out for threats and stuff like that, doing my sort of SWAT team shit. If we pass anybody's, like, I'll try and see if there's any identifying marks that maybe they're not from here, or if there's any other automatons or anything otherworldly amongst the dead and stuff like that.
Okay, roll me a roll me a medicine check. Rarely do that one.
Ooh, 16.
16.
Wait, 16.
Yeah, so you're kind of paying particular attention to the bodies, and you notice kind of like on this street that you met Caleb and Darius, you notice that the bodies themselves have kind of been pulled to the side and have been almost laid to rest temporarily. And so you kind of go over to where some of those bodies are, and you're looking around. You don't see anything otherworldly at this point, but as you kind of go closer, you do see a body with flesh ? It almost looks like it's not humanoid at all. It looks like it's got this face which is like stark, like kind of like beige roots, like almost like it looks like a knitted head, like a knitted doll's head, but kind of more oval shaped, kind of these long arms which are longer than the legs themselves, and you see it kind of lying face down, like in the ground near the shop itself.
Okay.
Well, and that is definitely not. This is kind of throwing all kinds of alerts that this is not a of this world.
Okay. So I'll just take a scan of those remains, so that I've got sort of an idea of them, and something that I can refer back to later or send off to the archives and stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good. So,
and I'll turn to Geo and say,
this entity does not appear to be from this place or of this world. Perhaps it might be good to take a sample.
Right. Looking at this thing, does it flag up anything that I may have seen before as like a beast or a race?
Not. Just roll me a history check, please.
19.
Okay, 19. So with that, it looks like some kind of aberration. It looks like it belongs to one of the less civilized areas of the Astral Sea. You don't know whether that's Chaos Space, Doom Space, one of the asteroid clusters that isn't as inhabited. You don't know, but it definitely seems off-planet. It seems like it looks like pure nature in and of itself, but this twisted, corrupted version of it, and that's confusing you, that why this hasn't been, the life of this hasn't been drained in the same way to leave a husk. It is purely just these knotted cords of sinew making up this body. That's a better way of describing it than the fluster I did for you there, Chris.
Can I also look over the body? And I want to double check to make sure it has a mouth.
It does not have a mouth.
Does not.
No.
Am I nearby? Sorry, I had to just sneer quickly there.
Yeah. You're kind of this is as you're like by the shop itself, and Caleb kind of looks and goes, "Yeah, we've been seeing a few of those. The further we get, we haven't tripped too far. I have no clue what kind of corrupted shit that is."
Is it something I reckon that?
Yes.
Okay. Upon seeing, they're not from around here. They're from, and I look poignantly to the group far away. I don't know what they're doing here. They, I think, have something to do with this, the cause of this. So maybe we should bring one of these back for an inspection.
It's not going anywhere. Worst comes to worst, we come back and get it.
True.
I was gonna say, we have kids in the bunker. I really would rather we didn't bring a husk of whatever the fuck that is.
You'll
I have taken.
rest
I have-
spreading this as well, so actually you're right.
I have taken a scan of its anatomy.
Okay, that's very clever of you.
Well, if you can make a marker on the internal map, potentially, of just where we are, where it is, we can come back for it when we have to leave.
Affirmative. It is done.
Wonderful. So, shall we go shopping? I'm sorry, that was incredibly rude. Shall we go find your shop?
I mean, this is it. And kind of gestures to a kind of what should have been a very quaint looking store. There are flower boxes that have kind of drooped and sagged and fallen. The door itself is still just about in place. The the roof itself is collapsed in one area, but kind of like pushes the door open and scrapes past some debris and rubble that's blocking the path.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder to stop him from entering first.
I will also
put away my laser pistol and take out the shield.
I will also mage hand onto his shoulder.
A smiley face on it.
No. It's got,
Got a cross face now.
no, it's just got Rory's face. Just the head. Just Rory's head.
Just a circle.
And I'll go in like sort of phalanx position and sort of move into the building.
Spartans!
I'm waiting outside.
Okay, after you.
He's just very protective. I take it as a good thing.
No, it's fine. I appreciate it. So as you kind of enter through, you're kind of peering around for any form of life or movement. You see a wooden kind of like countertop that has a load of holes as though something's eaten through it. Kind of old-timey cash register looking thing. It's more like a typewriter than anything. Kind of on the front desk, and then behind you see shelves which are completely collapsed in on themselves. There are like vials still there, but some have smashed and clattered to the floor. There are a few kind of that are intact. They are all caked in dust, so you cannot tell what is in them. And kind of as you're looking around, the windows to either side are kind of blown out, and you just kind of, it's just this draft, this breeze of dust is just swirling through.
Okay. Can I look for any like I'll look where the hole is in the ceiling, and then I'll inspect the area immediately below that hole to see if there's any like hole in the floor that something went in or could potentially come out of. I'm securing.
Yeah, securing the area.
And looking for any things that could jump out or places things could jump out from.
I'm not going to make you roll for it. It looks as though the collapse from the ceiling has simply landed in a clutter of beams and debris on one side of the room. It doesn't look like a hole where anything could come out of. Okay. You're scanning up, and you cannot see anything except for kind of the slight wobbling of a loose like upper floorboard in the wind, and the skeleton of a rat kind of drops down and falls from the ceiling itself.
I'll stab it.
Do so. Caleb just kind of goes...
Just as a reaction to the movement?
Yeah.
And then once that's done, I'll just come over the comm links and I'll just say, area clear.
And before I go in, I will turn to Caleb and go, and my good friend, you were a peddler of arcane-natured potions and such, I believe. Are there also other shopkeepers in the area that sold arcane wares?
I mean, there were a few, but I know a lot of those got kind of raided first to protect us. I was lucky. I have quite a quaint shop. Went through a bit of a hard time. Had to reopen, so wasn't really a major target.
Is there anywhere in the city that may have arcane weaponry or armaments that we may stock up on before we venture into the heart of this very beast on the morrow?
As I say, most of them have been stripped bare, or they're too close to the center, so we don't even know. We may be able to find some on the way.
Very well. If there's any assistance that I can give you, then please do not hesitate to ask.
Thanks.
Gia's going to follow Caleb into the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do some nerd stuff now.
All right.
So, these holes in the building, are the edges smooth? Does it look like? Does it look more like something has been taken out, or does it look like it's been eaten away?
It
so
looks
it's
like
jagged?
it's gnarled. It's like gnarled
Right.
wood.
Yeah, so it's not like a perfect burn hole where there's like a
No.
smooth edge. It's more like a right. Okay, that's fine. And this goes through most of the building. There's the shops, there's the walls. Like it looks like jagged something. Right. Okay, that's fine. When I touch things like wood, brick, any just sort of like things, and put any sort of amount of force into them, do they crumble easily?
Yes.
Yeah. So everything from stone to wood just sort of.
If say you went to the counter and you took kind of a section of the counter, it almost begins to disintegrate in your hand.
Excellent. Cool. Last thing, the sand on the also just as a caveat, I'm collecting samples of everything. So
Yes,
crushed
I got
stone
that.
has got a little paper thing, wood got a little paper thing. The sand on the ground as he sort of sits down and sort of puts it through his fingers. Does it feel like sand or does it feel different?
It feels different from sand. This is a lot more coarse. It feels like dirt, but it's so dry that it's getting stuck to like your like the inner crevices of your fingers, and it just feels like really dry dirt.
So it's like clubbed together fine powder.
Mm-hmm.
All right, taking some of that into the thing. Off. He sort of looks around to Caleb. So where did you keep your wares? I would like to see them, please.
I mean, there's some there, and looks to the collapsing in shelves behind the counter. You see kind of some shelving units that make up like the shop proper as well are also kind of collapsing. There are a few potions here and there, a couple of like pots which look like they held salves in them. But those all seem to have almost, like the glass has almost shattered around like the casing of these salves, and the salves are giving off a stench. Like you can tell just immediately they are not good. But the vials themselves, as you and Caleb kind of head towards the back and you're trying to locate some of the non-destroyed vials, you roll me a d10 for me.
D10. Okay. Oh, that's a 9.
You find 9 intact vials.
Oh shit.
Caked in dust and basically almost impossible to read or discern the nature of these yet.
Yeah.
But Caleb kind of looks to you and looks to where you've plucked them from. And he goes, I'm not entirely sure what those are. I can easily figure it out. I think a couple of them are probably health potions. That's where I keep those. I don't know if they're good still.
Yes, I was going to say I would be remiss if you actually gave these to people and they had adverse effect.
No, I mean, I've got a little alchemical kit back at the bunker, so I can test and make sure I refine and purify them if I need.
I would love to see that little alchemy set you have set up, genuinely. Would you mind if I kept one, just for test purposes?
I mean, yeah, we can test them together if you'd like, but go for it.
Just the one. I mean, and he's going to wrap up one of those salves in like paper and sort of tie the knot off on the top.
Yeah.
Right, I believe I have as much as I need. Everyone, do any of you have things you wish to do here? Any business?
I do not.
Caleb kind of gestures to Darius and signs something again, and Darius kind of takes a bag from their side and just places the 8 potions into the bag before securing it at his side, and kind of nods at Caleb. Right, okay. If that's everything, thank you. Did I get your name? And it's looking at Rory.
My designation is R0, R1.
Okay, but your name?
We call him Rory.
I mean, I can call you R0, R1 if you would like me to.
The full title is Reaper Unit Prototype Replicant 1.
That is a bit of a mouthful.
I've heard him say that before, right? Just to be...
You have heard someone not Rory, mention a Reaper unit.
Um,
That is the
Excellent.
first time Rory has said his entire designation.
Obviously, I know he's a Reaper unit because of the communication that I got in the bar.
That is when you heard it, yeah.
That was a private. That was privately to me.
So it's
Yeah,
just you.
so he hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't.
Yeah.
I'm outside.
So when Rory says that, if he looks towards Geo, he will see a very quizzical look come across his face, as this is sort of information that has now been revealed where it once wasn't. Yes, forgoes that title. It's a little intimidating. We just call him Roy. I call him Roy because I can't do 2 R's at once. It's a little difficult.
Rory, lovely to meet you, Rory. Thank you for going in first. I appreciate that a lot.
I did it in the interest of user safety.
Well, you did it very effectively. You mentioned you had another friend, that there were 5 of you. Where are they? If we're heading back to the bunker, I want to make sure that...
You see, genuinely, Geo's like, oh, right.
At this point, Gurgle, after kind of scouring through the alchemy shop and the travel there, you are probably about 5 minutes from invisibility ending.
Okay. So as they mentioned it, yeah, Gurgle's gonna be stepping out of the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to go back and look at the creature.
Yeah, okay.
And that's where you find me. I'm kind of standing in that area.
Yeah.
Not looking at the creature, but I'm standing by it.
Can I... I'm guessing the obvious answer is yes, but is this creature... Does it have any signs of life? Like,
Roll me a medicine check.
Is it completely dead, or is this fucking thing hibernating?
Roll me a medicine check.
What is my medicine? Medicine is wisdom. 10.
It looks to be dead.
Okay. Cool.
Is he invisible still?
He's got a few minutes left.
Okay.
As I'm look over it, I'm just gonna sort of check. Does it have any eyes, or is it just a?
It's just not these knotted cords. There is no facial expression to it at all.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
No, I'm just gonna. If I start to hear them coming back, I'm gonna drop my invisibility so that they don't know that I have that.
Okay. So you begin to hear movement and the door kind of be pulled open once more as the rest of you leave the shop.
Well,
as soon as I hear movement, I'm dropping it.
Yeah, that's fine. What was
Oh,
that?
there you are.
Apollo?
I would like to, before everyone else leaves, I do want to go in.
Okay.
And as I'm looking around, I want to look for I'm specifically looking for broken vials that have still got potion or something in, but maybe the top's broken off or something like that. See if there's any of them that are like that.
Yeah, there are a few.
Okay, and I will systematically go to each one, cast mending on the hold it together, mending to try and gather a few more of whatever potions we can.
Yeah, sure thing. Roll me a d6.
3.
You managed to do that to 3 of them.
Okay.
So you have 3 unknown potions.
Okay, I will hand 2. I will try and hand 2 of them over to Caleb and pocket one of them.
Okay, so you pocket 1. Right, so hang on. So 1 was with Geo, 8 are with Caleb. Now 2 more are with Caleb.
Yes, and I've got 1.
1 for Apollo. All right,
Yes.
Good stuff. All right, so you drop invisibility. The rest of you rejoin Bella and Gurgle outside.
Just as they are exiting, I will say to Gurgle, please stay in your suit. They will just think you are like Rory. They will freak out if they see you.
No worries. I'm usually not one to show my face, so to speak, to anyone else.
True side. I get it.
You know, it's strange that there's 2 Warforged here. I mean, haven't seen this many since... heard rumors about the Doctor, but... Anyway,
Does that strike any bells with me at all, the Doctor? No. I was very fortunate.
He died centuries ago.
Or did
by the Fallen, I think.
I was very fortunate to have come across 2 Warforged. Yeah, I was lucky.
All right, well, try and keep quiet. We're not wanting to make any unwarranted tension. We're pretty sure the outskirts are safe, as I say. The bunker definitely is. You may get a bit of hostility at first, but to be honest, the second Aqua sees you'll be absolutely fine.
Well, you say that you're not expecting any trouble and that there's only a handful of survivors. Are there more that come into the city to ravage and...
encountered a few raiders, yeah.
Bandits, like?
Bandits, yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. These sort of areas would attract, like, outside just mercenaries.
Sounds
Just
positively inconvenient.
their opportunities.
That's a mild way to put it. Yeah, it is a bit inconvenient.
Well, if any of your bandit foe would step path in front of us, then they should be striked down.
It's all right. That's what I got Darius here for.
Well, your Darius is all well and good in a fist fight. You're looking upon a group of individuals that are swift by sword and conviction that matches none
He
other.
starts walking off.
So does Gio.
I'll retract my shield back into the disc on my arm and pull my laser pistol back out.
I telepathically message Bella and go, why do people keep doing that?
They're just in a hurry to get where they're going. Don't take it
Nice
personally.
way of saying you talk too much.
It's rather rude. I'm trying to make friends.
Some people don't appreciate the long-windedness, maybe, of your friendliness.
Right, I
That's all.
think this connection.
Long-winded
I think this
friendly.
connection is distorted in some way. I didn't hear anything you've just said. He just walks.
Yes. So.
Bella's taken like a position. If we're moving forward towards the bunker, she's taken a position like almost in front, and then she's kind of dotting back and then going for. She is trying to move as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Excited in the group.
Yeah. So Caleb actually takes you back the way you came towards the south gate.
Yeah.
And you kind of breach the south gate back to near where there is some sign of greenery, and you see a little ways off a small, looks like shed, just amidst some fields, and kind of gestures over, and that's the general direction you're going in. And what looks essentially like an outhouse. Caleb goes, "Don't be fooled. We've had help. We've worked on it. You don't have to take a shit here, okay? That's not. I mean, we have bathrooms, but anyway." And kind of opens the outhouse door, and you see kind of a very small room. We're talking 5 by 5 foot, like it is genuinely tiny, but there is a hole that has been carved through like into the ground, and a ladder going down. And it's like, right, I'll let them know that there are other people arriving. I'll let you know when you're safe to come down.
I'm sorry, as much as I would trust you, maybe perhaps one of us could go with you.
I volunteer.
I think in this instance, Bella is the correct choice. She is known by someone down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say I would only be comfortable letting Bella in right now. Just let me clear it with everybody, and then I'll signal up to you. Darius, can you just stay here and keep just make sure that they're all right?
message Bella and go, the first sign of anything wrong, just let me know. Darius will be the first to fall.
God damn. What does Darius do?
Fuck's sake.
He's packed.
Insisted.
Every time.
He was just there,
Every
man.
time.
You're gonna take out, and that is why I hate Brownie.
Yeah, so Caleb just kind of signs the instruction to Darius before heading down, kind of gesturing for Bella to follow.
Do follow eagerly.
Yeah, so you follow down. You go down for about 10-20 feet or so. This ladder, and the bunker itself it's not great. It's a bit grim, dimly lit, carved deep into the earth beneath the outskirts of what once was a bustling city. The air itself is quite heavy with the smell of damp earth, but it's also refreshing because it smells like earth. It smells like nature compared to the stark contrast of none of it within the city itself. You hear kind of distant chatter and the faint hum of the bunker's kind of makeshift ventilation system. And you also hear kind of the faint crackling of what looks to be very, you're used to like high-tech lighting. This is the most rudimentary version of electricity possible in this underground bunker space.
Candles.
No, they've got some lighting, but it's not space lighting.
Yeah.
The walls themselves are kind of rough-hewn stone. The floors themselves are cold and hard-packed earth. You can see that everyone's made the most of this space. Like there are makeshift living quarters as you kind of walk through, as you kind of head through this tunnel area with whatever materials they could scavenge. You see the occasional kind of stuffed animal that's slightly tattered, but has managed to be grabbed by a child as they were running. Rows of cots lined up against the walls, and as you kind of progress further, you see a communal area where people kind of are huddled together. There's a couple of people playing with this really rotten pack of cards, a couple of kids, a few people on what looks to be almost like a makeshift couch. There's a makeshift chaise longue, because why the fuck not, in the corner.
Because the legend of Clovis lives on.
And you see kind of a small kitchen area towards the back.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually there. The fucker lives forever.
And you see kind of we're only 30 or so years on, by the way.
Oh yeah, Clovis is definitely there.
I 100% went like that when I heard you say long. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I don't want to ruin any
twist.
potential canon stuff. So.
Yeah, Clovis is gonna die. Don't worry about it.
Not just Clovis.
Thanks. And you see kind of a small, almost office area towards the back with a few figures hunched over a table with a map of Waterdeep kind of on the table, like a dagger stabbed in the side, and you see the curve of horns and blue skin, and then Caleb goes, "Hey Aqua, there's someone you might want to see here." And
almost before he finishes that sentence, I've pulled my bandana down and I am full pelt running, and if she doesn't move, I'm almost rugby tackling her into a hug.
She doesn't see you coming because you are you're quite fast and dexterous, and you kind of knock the wind out of her, and she's immediately kind of defensive before she kind of looks, sees you. It's like, Bella?
Oh, you have there's no words. It's more like sounds.
Oh.
I mean, genuinely. And she's just proper smelling her hair and just nuzzling her.
Hold on, it was fucking weird when I did that, but now it's acceptable. Amazing.
Fucking hell, what a thing to do first off. Fuck me.
Give us a whiff. But to be honest, Aqua's kind of doing the same thing. It's looking you over. It's I thought that was a dream.
I thought it was a dream. I have a friend. He told me it wasn't a dream, and I really, really hoped it was a dream. It wasn't a dream, but thank Christ you are.
Who?
No, different day.
What?
Thank the gods you are alive. I have so many questions, but let me look at you. And she stands back and she takes her in.
You kind of like she kind of like poses a bit, and kind of like
Of course you
shows off
got
her
out.
ass.
Why wouldn't you have got out? Oh, honey. I have. Oh, sorry. I have friends upstairs. Are they okay to come down?
Kind of looks towards what looks to be at the head of the table, this planning table, a old gnomish woman with a scar down their eye. She goes, "Go on, bring him in." And then Aqua kind of goes, "Thanks, Navs. I really appreciate it."
Knives.
Navs, she's really cool.
No doubt.
I telepathically link up to Apollo. You guys are okay to come down now. Just weapons away. These are just common folk.
Very well. Our friend Bella says that it's safe to go down. And he kind of point towards Darius and go,
Oh, he's trying. I like it.
does he do that in a sarcastic way?
No. It's just kind of like
Fucking
nods.
inflict
No,
wounds. Wait, let me just
he
check.
just nods. He was me being snarky at you.
Oh,
He nods.
okay, that's okay. We're about to fucking vortex warp this fucker about 500 feet in the air.
You have vortex warp.
Actually, you can't do that.
Going to say.
Have a great many things.
But yes, you get the signal that all is clear, and Darius kind of nods at you to head down. For the sake of brevity, you do.
Nice.
Woo! D&D. But you kind of all enter the communal area. You kind of see what I described to Bella as she went down, and there are various families. Kind of, you estimate that there are a couple of people who are resting in the kind of makeshift beds that they put together. Mainly elven, half-elven, human. There are a couple of halflings around as well, and you also see a little goblin.
As I get down there, obviously I'll put my weapons away before we go in. But as we enter, I'll scan to make sure there's no threats, and then providing there's no threats, I'll take my helmet and shell down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to make you roll an insight check. These are innocent survivors who are just trying to live.
So don't kill them, anyone.
Kill them. Got it.
Any of them go for us?
Yeah, kind of seeing these newcomers arrive, Knives, the gnomish individual with the scar on their cheek, kind of looks up, and it perks up a bit, and it's just like, is this more survivors, or? And Darius kind of goes, no, they're apparently from continents away, looking to figure out the source of this. This one here, Gio, mentioned potentially helping us on our mission tomorrow.
Yes, just talking here. He actually takes his glasses off for like the first time in a long time and just puts them in a pocket, and you sort of see the very pale violet of his eyes where it's not quite clear what is iris and what isn't. Yes, we are it is unfortunate to say that what has happened is not just to your fair city. It is happening in many places across our world, and we are here to try and figure out why. We heard that there is an epicenter to what is going on, and we would be happy to take the expedition for you.
I mean, and then just kind of like shushes himself, like he shushes himself a bit, and then Knives kind of speaks up and goes, I mean, I want to go, and I know that Aqua and, well, Darius and Caleb are also quite keen on going. Darius himself used to be a baker, but has, in the past couple of weeks, shown himself very capable with a sword. So, the more well-equipped of us were hoping to head in, and any other support you could provide would be most appreciated.
Well, if that's the case, are any of your friends here wounded, injured, or otherwise sick? I'd be more than happy to look over them.
We have a few who are struggling with their breathing. Some of the dust got too deep into their lungs.
If you ask somebody to see me to them, I'm more than happy to help them back to better health, as my friends here will discuss tomorrow's plan with you.
They're just in the beds.
I kind of nod to my friends and head over to the beds and start.
Okay.
Rory turns to Apollo before he turns away and just says,
His name is.
If you require any amputations, I would be happy to perform them for you.
I will bear that in mind, my good friend.
Has Darius always been deaf, or is this some due to what happened?
Oh no, he's always been deaf. And you can see that Knives kind of turns to Darius and signs, explaining what's going on. And Darius kind of just goes like...
And it's complete deafness?
and Darius kind of signs something, and Caleb kind of goes, he can read lips real well, but he can't hear anything, no.
Gurgle's gonna go into a corner and pick some scrap out of his sort of back flap.
Back flap.
Like feety pajamas. It's just
essentially
a
what is the suit? What is the suit's sort of storage compartment?
Yeah.
Here's an odd thing, DM.
Yeah.
At your discretion.
Other
Can
than
Gurgle
back
try
flaps.
to?
Do you want to make a cochlear implant? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
I don't think Gurgle would understand human physiology
That is
enough
true. That is
to
true.
even attempt that, even if Darius was willing.
I could help him.
You know what an ear is?
Yeah, don't have his.
I could help him. Such a nice
It's true.
thought.
I don't hear in the same way.
No.
If I see that this is where the line of question is going, you do see that she hasn't let go of Aqua's hand.
Oh,
It's
Aqua has not let go of you either.
Yeah. And you do see Cyanide has also moved from Bella and is just like crawling all over Aqua.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs to be fixed.
She says as Apollo's legitimately fixing people.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
No,
she
his
says
broken
it's like,
leg. Leave it.
For Gurgle, she's just like, not everyone needs to be fixed. He seems perfectly able to me, and if he's happy that way, we shouldn't judge.
No, but everyone deserves an upgrade from time to time.
Not everyone wants one. You can ask.
Sort of hearing Bella pipe up and turning around to see the blue tiefling now, sort of in her hand. She just says, "Told you, no coincidences in this universe."
And she's just like a kid. She's like, I know.
And like as you giggle, like Aqua literally just like wraps her arms around your waist and like pulls you in close. Like so you're both looking like face up, but she's like got like her head in the crook of your shoulder. And it's like, your friends seem mighty interesting.
Yeah. Obviously, she knows that I'm not from
Yeah.
Torrel. So I'm like, yeah, they're ones I've picked up along the way. You seem to have picked up some interesting friends as she kind of like looks towards Knives. You always do tend to make the best allies.
Needs must sometimes. They look. Which is the one who told you it wasn't a dream?
Of course. And she kind of mildly rolls her eyes. Not that she can see, she's behind her. This is Gio. He's you'll like him. Apollo, he's new to us. I don't know much about him, but he seems to be an excellent healer.
Okay.
And then we have Gurgle, and she gestures towards Gurgle. He likes to fix things, as you can tell.
Gurgle, I really wouldn't bother with that. He is more than happy as he is.
And finally,
Okay.
we have Rory, who is very, very protective and good at it.
Ah,
Hello. It is a pleasure to meet you.
it is a pleasure to meet you too.
Ella is my friend.
Warms my heart every time he says that.
And she is mine too.
Right. So
Go create new user profile for Aqua, please.
Understood.
Thank you.
Welcome, user Aqua.
it means he'll protect you.
No harm will come to you in my presence. I will ensure it.
Oh.
Gurgle's gonna say above Apollo in the order, please.
Understood.
Oh, we're all dying.
That's a good shout.
mid-session.
That's fine. That's fine when you lay dying and no one can help but Apollo.
Don't confirm
This
into the
will be
Yeah, I'm
remembered.
living.
Ultra.
I got so much shtick on Tuesday. I am fine with this.
I'll bring it on myself. It's fine. Looking over the injured people, I
Yes.
want to prioritize the young and old, and then in that order. So the youngest individuals, if there's children, I will do that. And as I'm healing the children, I'm trying to make them laugh, and you'll see I will be like tending to growl, and then I'll growl properly, but like do the shifting thing so that my face actually turns into like my beast mode form.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "Nah," and then kind of go back.
And
then-
you kind of like having built it up with a bit more
Yeah,
people
yeah,
in the
yeah,
world
yeah.
that's going rah. So the goblin is actually a goblin child.
I'm
Just
not
a
healing
small-
that one.
Oh.
No, God, I am joking. I am joking.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Oh, he's out.
put him at
so
the bottom of the list, like right at the fucking bottom.
it's a small goblin child, and you
Yeah.
notice no other goblins.
I
Oh,
shall adopt it, and I shall call it. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a
Or it's a boy. I shall call it Shoe Boy. It shall fetch my shoes. Joking again. I'm only playing. I'm playing around, but I will be trying to make him comfortable and like messing around.
You hear like this raspy breathing coming from his chest, and he kind of like giggles a bit. It's clearly very shy, and it's also trying to. You can see that he's visibly trying to like hide his teeth. But when you do the beast mode, he kind of goes ah, like bares his fangs too, and is just like really happy and like giggling a bit.
Okay, and then so I'll heal him up, and then kind of mess around with him for a little bit, and then just kind of like take him with me and help like get him to help me.
Help.
You know what I mean? Just to get him involved, and I'll systematically go through each one, healing them up,
Yeah.
getting them all right. But I'll be kind of keep paying particular attention to this little lad and making sure that he's good. And like when I'm healing, I'll get him to hold things and pass me things and get him properly involved.
Assistant.
Yeah, and like take off my amulet of paladine and put it around his neck for a little while, and be like, must keep that safe, for it has the greatest healing power. Now you possess it too, and things like that. And
It just looks shocked, and it's just like clutching it, and just like, I will treasure it always.
oh no, you're going to give that back. Just while you help me, and I will give you something else much better than that at the end. A little surprise, a little treat for you for helping me help everyone else. How does that sound?
This sounds amazing. I cannot wait.
Take this kid with me. He's cool.
I'm legitimately, after all the healing, I'm going to take my holy symbol back and give him a crowbar.
What have you got?
That's
A
all he's
knife?
got.
No.
Yeah, it just starts running around.
Yeah.
I am just conscious that it is 9:30, and I know a couple of people I wanted to wrap up a little bit early. So we will continue kind of the time in the bunker next week, kind of.
No, the
Not
week
next
after
week,
next.
week after. But you are on the surface of Torrel in a bunker beneath Waterdeep. Bella reacquainted with an individual she wasn't sure she was going to see again.
Reunited and it feels so good. Oh no. Oh no.
God.
We've been hanging out for too long. Let's have another week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind, actually, it's question.
I don't know what that
campaign,
was.
Actually.
Reunited and it feels so... Sorry.
Anyway,
Okay.
Session end. No, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for sticking around. If you didn't catch it all, be sure to head over to our YouTube where you can watch full reruns, reruns when it is uploaded. When is SpellJammer uploaded, Dan?
SpellJammer will be up by Monday.
Monday. So if you've missed any of the session, head over to our YouTube channel on Monday and also Friday for catching up on The Fallen.
Yeah, The
But-
Fallen
And
will
if
be
you can't
uploaded
wait that
tomorrow.
long, you can also subscribe and
Yeah.
watch it instantly.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
It's true.
True.
But I will not be there as Ash on Tuesday, so I'm entrusting her to somebody else to not deform further. But thank you all for sticking around as we continue this adventure through space. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, do
Are
stick
we
around.
raiding?
Do stick around. We're going to be raiding a channel called Kobu. They're doing some cartography, which looks quite
Ooh,
cool.
sick.
So map making and things like that. So stick around, jump in their
making.
chat, put some hype in their chat, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.